Evening, welcome to the Toon review, where we bring you another watch along. We're back at St James's Park, obviously, for me being here, and we're taking on the Merseyside Macums, Everton, in a crucial game, which can get us high up the league into fifth or fourth place, indeed. So we can have a quick look at the lineups, which I've only just downloaded because I've only just got back from work, so it's been a bit of a rush. Newcastle are unchanged by the look of things, entirely unchanged side. Nick Pope in goal. Yeah, that's exactly the same size what we put out against Manchester United. No plays back in yet for Joe Willock. Wilson retains up front, and Dan Burnett at left back. So yeah, quite interesting that we've not changed any players at all, but we haven't. There we are. That's the actual lineup. The usual 4-3-3, and Longstaff playing kind of deeper, hopefully to get Bruno further up the pitch. That's the kind of aim, I think. And to break down Everton, I think we're going to need some ingenuity from the likes of Bruno, from the likes of Botman's passing, and from the ability of Miguel Almiron to press alongside Murphy and Callum Wilson. That's our lineup. Everton, I'm not sure how many changes they've made. I don't really pay a lot of attention to them. But they've got Calvert-Lewin back in. That's one day I've seen straight away. T-Rex in goal, of course. Seamus Coleman, he must be pushing 48. He's the captain. Kerry Tarkovsky Mikolenko along the back. I'm not sure who's going to play at wing back there. Probably Mikolenko. Then there's another centre half there that I can't see. No. So it looks like they're playing a back four, unless Onana drops into the back four, but I can't see that. But they've got Onana, Iwobi, Idrissa Gana Gay, Calvert-Lewin, Damari Gray, and Anthony Gordon. And on the bench, they've got McNeil, so he's been kind of the wing back the past few weeks. Mope's also on the bench. The bench looks quite strong. Our bench, of course, let's go back to our side, is Cavaris, Lascelles, Shelby again on the bench, Lewis, Target, again, two left backs, Chris Wood, Ryan Fraser, Willock and Anderson. So our bench isn't as weak as what it used sometimes is, but that's us. That's us there. That's us, and that's Everton. We'll take some comments from the top of the page. Let's see what we've got. Nathan is on here, which is great. Nathan 8. He says, enjoy the watch along, guys. Billy will be superb as always. 4-1 to the Banks, he's saying, and also he's become a new member. So Nathan 8, I know it's a renewal, but thanks for carrying on. I like coffees here too. Hi, Billy and all, he says. Alex will be joining us at half time also. I've sent him the link, and we'll join us at half time and full time for quick reports of what's gone on and talk about how the game's gone. Calvert-Lewin, of course, has got a soft spot for Newcastle. He scores against us quite regularly. 5 goals in 6 appearances is his record against us, and he scored at St James's Park before too. I like coffee. So someone said the game was cancelled because the police raided the Everton coach looking for guns and weaponry and found small arms on board. Very good. I like that. Stuart Monroe's in the house. He's 3-1 to the Toon. He's saying if they can get the ball to Wilson. Yep. Tom Lynch is also there. He always gives us a progress report from the actual ground. Tom Lynch is there, and he's saying, even under the lights St James's, hope you all have a good night in the watch along, and hope the lads can bring back 3 points. We fear no one. Tom Dixon there with the lineup that I've just told you all about. Plumpy Socks is here. Good luck to the boys in black and white tonight. I'm looking forward to the stream. Billy going to smash it again. Love Toon review. Thanks, matey. Very much appreciated. Tom Dixon also then gives us the substitutes, which is very kind of him because I almost didn't make it myself. I was late in from work and may have fell asleep on the chair also. So there we go. Spiders in the house. Come on, the Toon. 3-0 upwards, onwards and upwards, he says. Carl, my fellow Midlander, says the Everton team of the cast was crap musical, a scarecrow, a few old farts, a man with little arms. Very good. Yes, I like that. That is a very good analogy there. What else we got here? Shane's here from Australia. Good morning, everyone. Tune on today for the Toon. Hi, Shane. How you well, mate? Samsonite Dove. Evening all. I'll echo the hopes of 3-0 win. Yes. Ian McKenna says 27-0. Oh, he's quitting. And then he says, I think it'll be a tight game. To be honest, hopefully we can get a goal. Indeed. Or more than one. 4-0 to the Toon, says Scott. Matthew says DCL Dominic Cameron against Big Botman in his first start. Poor lad. Hi, says Tony. I believe he's in Denmark. Ian says Lewin is starting. He's indeed. Hi to Trolls over there in Norway. Hope you're well, matey. And he's saying hello to everyone. And Andrew Kelly's here. Good evening, all. 3-1 win tonight. I was a little bit surprised that no team changes according to Amazon. Wilson 6 goals in the last 4 games. Fancy a Botman to open his account tonight. Well, that'd be a great thing if he did. Set pieces. Cody and Tarkowski is a Premier League. If they're going as a flat back 4, they're really playing with fire. But Cody and Tarkowski is a partnership. I mean, they usually play with 3, don't they? But it's a partnership. 9 goals, 9 games played, 8 goals conceded, and 2 clean sheets. So, yeah, they're very formidable. They're very slow. And we've opened up Tarkowski and Cody for their former clubs, haven't we, before? So I don't think we've got anything to worry about. Keith Green said, let's get them 3 points tonight. Rachel's in the house, the mods, or part of the mods, of course. And she's been welcomed in by Trolls. Northumberland Geordie's here. Evening all. 2-0 to the Mags tonight. Very good. Hope we do get that. Ian's here. Hello, Rachel, mods, and Billy in chat, and everyone else. Right. Barbara's here. Evening, Billy. Looking forward to your quirky commentary. Come on, the Toon. 2-1 win. No props. Same team as against Man U. Yes, 2 scoops here. Hi, gang, and George is here to give us give you all the message you need to listen to and take heed of. Evening, Pete. Welcome. Enjoy the game. No spoilers of any kind or requests for links. They'll be deleted. Show Billy some love. Click the likes. Absolutely, click the likes. And if you're new to the channel and you like what you see and you're enjoying what you're seeing, hit the subscribe button for us. All the subscriptions are free, of course. Don't cost you a penny. But if you do want to become part of the wider Toon Review family, memberships are also available. And also super chats are available too. If you click on the dollar sign and contribute whatever you like, that will all be gratefully received and will be thanked for. So that'd be fantastic if you do that. But thanks for that, Julie. James Welsh is here. Evening, Wads. Hope for a 4-1 win. Ian says a win tonight. We're right up there. Indeed, we are. Indeed, we are. Stephen's here. I lost my granddad, a magpie of 94 years last night. Hope the boys doing proud. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, Stephen. I hope the lads can do him proud also. Yeah, so thinking about you and your family, mate. Hopefully we can get the 3 points for your granddad. That's a long time to be a magpie, isn't it? 94 years. Rest in peace to your granddad, Stephen. Enrique's in the house. Hello, he says. Carl says, if we get an early goal, we could be a big win, 40-0. That would be a very unique story, wouldn't it, if we could do that? Ian says, hopefully we get a win for your granddad. Yeah, absolutely. We all echo that. Gary's here. Good evening, Billy. Good evening, everyone in the chat. Thumbs up. I will give you a time, obviously, when we click off. It is on Amazon Prime. If you're joining me with Amazon Prime, I will give you a time. So if you're ahead of me, you can pause and catch me up there. So you'll be level with me. And if you're not just watching normally, there you go. You'll just have to listen to my commentary. And there's no other links. You're just listening to me. That's fine. But if you are ahead of me, please no spoilers and please synchronize watches, so to speak. Yeah, everyone's sad to say about Stephen's news. Road says, let's win this easy. Yes, indeed. Lots of hellos. Keith says, let's have it, Billy. Come on. Peter Clark says, why is Shearer commentating on Man U? I don't know. We've got Jim Rosenthal's there, Shay Givens there, and I don't know who that is with a flat cap on, but he's probably an ex-Everton legend. It might be. I recognise him. Can't know what his name is. Yeah, I can't think what his name is. Played for Everton for years, midfield player, scored loads of goals. Can't think what his name is. Don't know what your commentator on Man United. Kian says, good evening to everyone. James says, everyone's saying hello to each other again and again and again. Mary's in the house. Hi, Mary. Stu's here. Evening all. How are the lads? Robert Halliday's here. Pickford to get wound up with the Gallagate tonight and loses rag. Come on, team 2-0. And the Paraguay assassin to score. Bruno will be class again. Absolutely. Yeah, that'd be great if we did. The Clon lads in the house. Here's hope for 3 points and no injuries. AJ can't believe we're in change. To be fair, I can't either. I thought he might have tried to get Willett back in. But he hasn't done. He's gone with the same lineup. And I guess the people who played Saturday, Sunday, they performed well enough. But what are the legs going to be like? Who knows? Fumpy Sock says, get 3, make subs, rest for the real game on Sunday. Yes, I understand that. Royce Crispy, that's a good name. I like that. Longstaff Brace, Burton, 25 years, 3-0. That's very optimistic, I think. Lampard doing the pre-match interview, bit impressional. As soon as he finished, though, Mr. Howe came in and joined in. So, yeah. Osman, it's Leon Osman, isn't it? That's, the name's come to my head there. The Everton player that's kind of representing them at the pundit's desk. Jim Rosenthal's he looks very, very ancient. I suppose he is, I suppose. I mean, he was doing this kind of thing when I was a kid. So, I'm guessing he's getting on a bit. Keith Dyke says, trying to keep along at work. Let's go Toon. Matthew says, their lineup looks like they may just go for it. Will make for an easy win, indeed. Nick Pope's stats are up at a minute. Goals against per 90 is 0.9, which is ranked first in the Premier League, of course, and joint second in the goals, not the goals conceded, clean sheets. So, yeah, he's done very well for us this year. A bit unorthodox at time, and he just kind of sometimes make you think that he's not quite got things in order, but he usually does. So, lots of hellos and people commiserating with Stephen's loss. Peter says, good evening, Billy. Looking forward to this one. 3-0 to the Toon, he says. Carl thinks 4-0, not 40-0. Not accepted 40-0, to be fair. I think we'd have all took 40-0. Neats of Knee Gaming's in the house over there in Wales. Evening all, he says. Let's try and find the comment that isn't hello. Keith Myeth is in the house. 2-0 to the lads, he's saying. Yeah. Paulie Mag says, come on, the Toon. Confident of a good result. 3-0 clean sheet and 3 points. NUFC fans is thinking Newcastle 3-1. Richard Cardwell's in the house also. Come on, the Toon. Hi, the lads. 4-0 to us, he's saying. Lots of hellos. We've got Kalai, great name. 2-0 Bruno, anytime scorer. Nice little bet. Andrew's in the house. All right, chaps and chapettis of Toonville. Troll says, have a feeling Everton will be a tougher match than we think. Hope not, though. Keith saying 2-0 Bruno and Joe Linton. I Like Coffee, former NUFC chairman and director George Forbes has passed away. That's a sad bit of news there. CKM, Botman and Shard, stop the crosses to Dominic Calvert-Lewin. I think there'll be a few to defend, but believe we'll nullify them. I'm going to watch Murphy like a hawk. Big game for him, in my opinion. Come on, Newcastle, he says. The A1 says, evening, sorry, not watching live. I was at the game tonight. Have a good one, hoping for a good win. Away the lads and lasses. Absolutely. If you're there, you're not going to want it to be tuning into me, but there you go. This is for the people that aren't there, so it's great. Adam says, I mean, lads and lasses listening from work whilst driving the lorry. I hope everyone is well. Indeed, we all are. I like confidence the account to the club's social media. Yeah. Mark and Danny Dawson. Hi, Billy. Looking forward to the commentary. We're going 3-0. Wilson, Bruno, and Miggy. The little fellas saying 3-0 away the Toon. Matt Fletcher down there in Australia saying, morning, Billy and friends. Good luck, Mod Squad. Hopefully, Dino Arm spends the night picking the ball up the back of the net. I'm just trying to open this bottle of pop that. You noticing it's not pop, it's flavoured water, actually. Very healthy today. And like me, as you all know, I'm usually a soft drink kind of dispenser, but today I'm going with the water. So there you go. Lots of people again saying hello. Smilers here saying hello to everyone. Andrew says, Amazon have share on at Old Trafford. I'm disturbed by this. Well, 15 minutes to kick off, by the way. Currently having an interview with our captain. And I mean, Kieran Trippier knocked him on the souls of. So, yeah, 15 minutes to kick off. Everything's going to be hunky-dory today. Nothing bad to go down because I'm watching on my actual TV and not via my stream. Get rid of that. Anyway, NUFC fans is seeing Toon Black and White Army. Mary says, this game is interesting. I'm looking forward to commentary as ever. KB and UFC over there in Belfast saying, good evening. Hope all good with you, my friend, and ready for your fantastic commentary as always. From this rainy Belfast night, yeah, quite dry here in Coventry, but yes, I guess if you've got it, we've got it coming, I guess, if it's blowing that way. Smiley says, hope my birthday present is a nice Toon win. Yes, indeed. I just got to get rid of this because I keep getting alarms. I'll try and... There we go. Dropped it. Yes, we do. We will hope you get with your birthday present as well. AJ says 3-0, all from outside the box. Like it. Jock says evening, Billy and all. Need another home win. Alvin Messenger with the first super chat of the night. Well, thank you for that, mate. $5. He says, good afternoon, all. Looking forward to a comfortable 3-0 win. Have a great call as always, Billy. Thanks, mate. And we all appreciate your very kind donation to the channel. Stu saying 3-0 Wilson 2 and Miggy. We'll all buy that. To coin a phrase, chilling with a pre-match pint in the East Stand bar. Come on the Toon. Put in and a super chat also, well, super sticker from our Norwegian friend Truls, who's given us 100 Norwegian kroner. Thanks ever so much for your ongoing contributions to the channel, Truls. Big part of the channel as always. We all appreciate your contributions. Fantastic, mate. Thank you very much. Mitchie says 2-0 Murphy and Wilson to score. Mansell's in the house also. Hi, Billy. Hope you well. Wilson, Brace and Botman gets his first. Way the lads. Kamal's here. Good evening, guys and girls. Good luck, Billy. Thanks, mate. Thanks very much. Damien Brown's in the house. Love the fact the FA charged Man United with misconduct, and they deserved it. I'd have docked them 30 points personally, but a fine. Yeah, they deserve something. I just think start penalising them points. I'll stop doing it. A few quid here and there ain't going to with him, is it? They'll still do it, but as long as the punishment's ongoing, it gets more severe the more you do it. So, yeah, they deserved it. What a rotten team they are. What a rotten bunch of supporters. Everything about them. It's just rotten, isn't it? Yesterday's men. Yes. Lots of hellos still, even now, and we're kind of well into the... it's 7 past 7. So I'm about 8 minutes behind. Troll says, I blame Ashley for having pre-match nerves now. Yeah, it's something you don't lose, isn't it? But having said that, I always get it. Yeah, it is Osman. Andrew says, yeah. Everton have legends. Well, they won the league in my lifetime. They did. A couple of times, actually. They won it in 86, 87. I think they won it in 85, 83. No, they would have been 85, 86 with Liverpool. So 84, 85, I think they won the league as well. And of course, they've won FA Cups. And last FA Cup, I think last trophy they won was 94 when they beat Chelsea was it Chelsea or Man United? Man United. They beat Man United in the Cup final, didn't they? Paul Lloyd outscored 1-0, 94-ish time. And they've also won a European Cup Winners' Cup in my lifetime. So, I mean, they used to be quite a big name. They've won things more recent than us, unfortunately. That record's not going to stay like that forever, though, is it? Where are we? Oh, I just had a massive skip of the comments. So it's good that I've got I Like Coffee's comments still up. Dear. There we go. Happy days. I'm back with it. Ian McKenna says Andy Gray was all right till he did the massage. Oh, yeah, he was a good player in his day. Bit of a stroker now, mind, alongside his hairy-handed friend. Alan says, evening, Billy, 3-0 to Newcastle. Botman due his first goal tonight. Max Shaw is here, an Everton supporter. Welcome to the channel, Max. Hope you enjoy what we're going to see. I don't think you come here for the unbiased commentary because you won't get that here, my friend. But what you will get is a genuine attempt to reciprocate what's going on the pitch. As long as we're doing all the pressing and scoring, I'm good with that. But welcome to the channel anyway, mate. Pickford will show why he's one of the best goalies in the league, and England's number one. He's a Macklin dinosaur, personally. But he's never let England down, so he's a very good goalkeeper. But what an absolute Macklin stroker he is. Sorry about that, mate. Toon Black and White Army, says Ben. Looks like another Evertonian in the house. Wills, who's saying, I'm just think that means up the kin toffees. And yeah, fair play, chap. Welcome to the channel, Wills. Hope you enjoy your hiding later. Carl says Jim are 74 years old. Rosenthal, right, we are. Yeah, I thought we were getting on a bit. Of course, he's father of Jack Rosenthal. Is it Jack Rosenthal, the bloke that's in Friday night dinner? His dad, anyway. Hello, Martin. Hope you're well, mate. Evening all, says Graham. Ken's here. Hi, Ken. Hope you're well, mate. Evening, Billy. Mate, now to use an old saying, let's get these Scouts Macklins put to the sword and like last season 3-1. We'll all buy that. 5-0 if we can finish majority of chances, says M3. Max is saying Pickford's better than Pope. Yeah. And as a connection to that, Reg was saying, I hope to see a lot of blow up T-Rexes around the ground. Indeed. Apocalyptic Workshops here. I hope you're well, mate. Johnny Owl has been on a couple of Everton podcasts saying they don't fancy their chances. Well, it's different for that usually. Andrew's saying hello to Rachel. However, the lad says Minnesota Mag 3-0. He's thinking. Peter Morton's not tempting fate, so that's all good. Pickford will never reach Pope's level, says Nathan. Lots of people saying hello. This is a CKM still tuning into you, like even when I'm watching the game. There you go. You'll have to synchronise watches. When I say we're off, you'll know when we're off. Because I've got no clock. I've not got the studio set up that Paul's got. So we have to. This is rudimentary stuff, but we get through it. I do shout the time out on the clock pretty regularly, so you've seen it before. Ian saying hello to everyone. Big up Billy Trey. 4-2 win tonight. Yes, I'll buy some of that. Ben says, only got the alarms. He couldn't reach the crossbar. He couldn't reach the crossbar. He got the alarms. Pickford's getting lots of love from this lot. Hope there's 10 people dressed as dinosaurs behind the goal heckling Pickford. Bradley Gardner. Hello, Billy Bob. Bonnie lad. Enjoy the game. Let's smash them away, the lads. Rungson's in the house. Andrew says, trips over the wall they need. Facebook user, whoever this may be. Good evening, Billy. I'm the team Steely Dan here. Well, there you go, Steely Dan. Repeat of last season's result at St James's. Will do me. Thank you very much. Yes, we should do it again. Much love and respect as always. Well, thank you very much, Steely Dan. Hope you're well, matey. And thanks for joining from Facebook world. Andy G. If only Willock could play left wing and a front three, love to see it tried one day. Do better than Murphy. That's an interesting show. Yeah, interesting show. Geordie Hawayman's here. How are the lads? Have a great show, Billy. Thanks very much, mate. Neil's here. Hey, how are you doing tonight? I'm good. Tired, but good. Had a nice recharge last night. A bit of a rekindle job going on. But yeah, feel good for it. Mitchie's here. Murphy Wilson scored 2-0 away to Toon. And Gary also echoes the mod's message, which is the channel's message, really. Let's remember to hit that like button. And if you're new to the channel, then consider subscribing. It's free. Yeah. Our resident Evertonian. He's England's number one for a reason. Yeah, Gareth Southgate. He's never let England down, though, to be fair. Dave Smith's here. At least shouldn't have a problem with feed this time, by the way. No, well, I don't usually have a problem with the feed. I mean, last week it was StreamYard, strangely enough. Paul Gallant's in the house. Very good evening, Billy, and to you all in chat. How are we? 3 points tonight. Malcolm's here too. Good morning, Billy Bob. Looking forward to your commentary. 2-0 Botman head has trips over the wall. I'll buy that. Julie saying, welcome to any Everton fans joining. Let's have a healthy but respectful debate. Absolutely. Although everyone's welcome here. Even Malcolm's. And Scouts Malcolm's, in fact. David Pat's here saying hello to everyone. Troll says, Billy and Paul is class commentators, hands down. Thanks, mate. Very different, but yeah, I enjoyed Paul's commentary Sunday immensely. Yeah, I thought it was fantastic. We're only kind of 5 minutes from kickoff now, so we'll rush through some of these. Hi, Billy. I hope you are looking forward to another good watch along. Come on, the Toon says Toon Foxy. Who we got here? 82 at the minute. Oh, likes. I'm with you. Okay. Let's skip. It looks like we've got a joke from the big right hand. Billy, did you hear about the cross-eyed circumciser? He got the sack. A bit risque for this time of night, you know. Team's in the tunnel, by the way, so we're not far from kickoff. So yeah, Keith Green, the ref on the Sky Sport chat, said Wilson should have had a penalty. Damn VAR should have checked it. I think they did check it. I think they refused it, Keith. Which is terrible. Terrible. All the way, all around it was just awful. 382 in the chat. Newcastle 3-1 says Rungson, we'll buy that. Ghost Pie May says, come on, the boys, a good performance will give us the win. How are the lads? Dylan Bush, obviously an Evertonian, thinks Everton will win 2-1. Welcome, Dylan. Julie J's in the house. Hi, Julie. Everton did have some good players many moons ago. Absolutely, they did. Kevin Sheedy's of the world and Kevin Ratcliffe's and them. Good side back in the 80s. And Howard Kendall. Dylan's repeating his points. No repetitions, please, Dylan, or the mods will throw you out. Samantha Irwin says 2-0 to the Toon. We'll buy all these scores, and Newcastle fans are shouting out to us. The team's on the pitch now, actually, about to make their handshake along the centre of the pitch. It's not really the centre of the pitch, is it? But as they come out and line up, 3-1 says Graham. We'll buy that. T-Rex has his picking the ball out the net, gloves on, says Andrew. Julie says Lineker, even though he's a twat, was a great striker. Helped them win an FA Cup. No, he lost. Gary Lineker didn't win a trophy at Everton. He's only had one season, and they finished second to Liverpool in the league and second to Liverpool in the cup final, although he did score. But Rush, Craig Johnston, and I can't remember quite the other one. It might have been two with 2 goals, but they lost both finals. But yeah, I mean, they've had some good players, definitely. Willock's brother Joe says NUFC. Stu saying Shay Given, best ever Toon keeper at pitchside for Amazon and not Sky. Newt saying 2-0 to Newcastle. Martin saying 3-0 to Newcastle. Adam War is saying 2-0 to Newcastle. He's in Essex. Dinosaur emoji from Julie. Geordie says 7-2, bet the house. Dave Smith says Everton were never a big club, but always held their own against the top 6 and always won. Everton have been a big club in the time, Dave. That's a bit unfair, but I'm going back quite a long time when they were in the 80s, mid 80s, especially. Even I'm going to say Peter Reid was one that was an outstanding player. Paul Bracewell, another one. He played for us. It went downhill as soon as Howard Kendall left, really, and Colin Harvey took over. But they were a big club in the day. And in the 30s, of course, when they had Dixie Deans and people like that playing for them. So, Will 1477, hello, Billy and everyone. Just calling in on my work break. Say hello. Enjoy your work, mate, and try and tune in as much as you can. I like coffee. I wasn't born, I guess, when Everton won things. Tim Cahill was a player I liked with his goal celebration, pinching the flag. Yeah, good play, wasn't he? Tim Cahill. We ain't far from kickoff, guys. We're only about a minute away from kickoff. Everton are playing a 4-3-3 tonight. They're Lampard's matching us up. They're interesting to see how this goes. I hope they can handle the press with their slow men in the centre of defence and right back, but we'll see. Never seen one eye on the telly. And it's saying 3-0. Father Oblivion saying Toon 6-0. No bother. Come on, lads, let's batter them. Paul Grant thinks 3-0. P. Keith is saying 2-0. Gary thinks the same as Andrew. The teams are around the centre circle now. I'm not sure if we're going to get a taking the knee thing out tonight. So we're going to start in a minute. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a banner. We'll just have that last one there. Last comment here. I want to see John Joe back on the job tonight, said Jeremy Fine. We'll hide that. We'll create a banner for all those that aren't kind of... I'm going to create a banner. And see if I remember to do it in the goal when the scores change. But Callum Wilson is currently on the screen. And there's the banner. Newcastle 11-0. Bruno Gomares is currently on the screen. We'll put the comments page on. And the referee is Mr. Harrington. Tony Harrington, in fact. I want to make a joke about jackets, but I can't think of one. Everton will kick off, and they're not taking the knee. Straight off they are. Back to Tarkowski it goes. He's lobbed it straight up front on that far side. It's headed away from Fabian Schär. Ball is in the centre circle with Joe Linton. Plays it for Almiron. Joe Linton then plays it with Trippier, who goes down the line, being chased back. Ball in for Wilson. Little flick, looking for Almiron. Will find him because Mikolenko missed the ball. Almiron back here for Sean Longstaff. Then back to Almiron again. Little chip ball. Not the greatest there from Trippier. Actually, it's long. It's Dan Burn out here to Jacob Murphy from Sven Botman, I think it was. Pass had too much meat on it. And out he went for a throw, which Seamus Coleman will take on the Everton right-hand side. Still no goals. Can't see a clock, 42 seconds in, and the ball being cleared away from Tarkowski, looking for the head of Gray, but finds a Newcastle head, and the bad header from Tarkowski. Wilson's in here. If you can get the ball down, and Cody just took a foot out and cleared it. Ball is with Bruno Gomares, about 25 yards out. Looks for a pass, and is cut out by Onana. And it's now with Alex No, it's not it's Iwobi. It's definitely Onana. And the ball inside looking for Gray. Gray's on the outside, well defended by Fabian Schär, and Newcastle can come away with it with Sean Longstaff. He goes square to Kieran Trippier, coming inside for Bruno Guimaraes in the middle of the park, and he comes down the bottom here for Dan Burn on the left flank of Newcastle, approaching the halfway line, being stood up by Anthony Gordon. Anthony Gordon's playing on this side against Dan Burn. That could be a deliberate ploy. Gordon's pace against Burns, let's say, physicality. But it's with Kieran Trippier at the right back position. Down the line he goes, looking for Longstaff. He's going to get run out of that. And it's going to be a free kick, in fact, for Everton, for pull back by Sean Longstaff on the Everton player there, who was Idrissa Gana Gueye. So we've got just nearly 2 minutes on the clock. No goals as yet. It's Onana, in fact, he's fouled. It's going to be interesting here, picking out the players, because I don't know many Everton players. I've got to say, it's a very new lineup that Lampard's picked here. We haven't seen him playing with a back four very, very regularly this year. And Cody doesn't work in the back four generally, but ball's in the air, looking for Dominic Calvert-Lewin. He takes it on in his chest. Ball's picked up by Joe Linton. That's a terrible ball. Gordon's nipped in on it ahead of Burn, and he plays it back here for Seamus Coleman. It's inside ball for Iwobi. Back on his slight side to Gordon. Got two on him and tackled well there by Joe Linton. It's gone out for throw into Everton, level with the penalty area. Joe Linton getting back to help out, although he created a bit of the trouble in the first place with a bad pass to Dan Burn. It was nipped in by Anthony Gordon. Throw into Everton here, level with the penalty area. Coleman has it in his hands. He goes short for Iwobi. Back to Coleman it goes, and Newcastle can. That's a foul there. Referee doesn't play it though. Headed away. Should be cleared now by Dan Burn, and is a bit aimless and goes out for a throw into Everton. About 5 yards into our half. Tarkowski's picked it up and threw it all the way back to T-Rex in the goal, and he's cleared it up the pitch straight away. Long ball, looking for the run of. I'm not sure he was on that far side, but he didn't get there, and Nick Pope got it and bowled it out here to Sven Botman. Sven Botman is approaching the circle. Guimaraes has it now. Longstaff back to Fabian Schär. And a long ball looking for the run of Miguel Almiron, who's got him behind, but Pickford comes out and collects. Good ball there. Almost a good ball. Schär to the run of Miguel Almiron. Pickford looks like he has cornrows in tonight. I mean, as if he couldn't look any more of a prick. I think he has cornrows. I'm not certain. Oh, no, I think it's just well-combed, gelled hair. Pickford kicks it down the pitch, looking for an Everton head. Can't follow one, but the ball is back in the centre circle with Idrissa Gana Gueye. He goes to Onana, and then further out there to Mykolenko. And then the far side, it's with Demarai Gray. He's marched by Trippier. Trippier gets a foot in, and out he goes for a throw-in to Everton, just about the halfway line on their left side. Still no goals, of course. Been a very cagey start from both sides. Everton have had maybe a bit more of the possession, but it's still pretty even. And the press is going to come on from Newcastle here as the ball goes back to Jordan Pickford in the goal. Relayed there from Mykolenko. Now it's with Tarkowski, and he just plays it round the outside of Murphy to Seamus Coleman, who advanced up the right flank. Ball's in there for Calvert-Lewin. Does well to hold on to it, but he's taken off him by Botman really well. Good ball there from Joe Linton. Guimaraes curves it over the top. Lovely little pass there to Trippier. He's got lots of space to run into on that right flank once he can get the ball into control. He has them now. Three in the middle for Trippier to look at. He might just go for a square ball back. No, he tried to cross it in, but it was blocked by Onana. He's a monster there in that midfield position. Trippier has it again. A little curve ball in, looking for Almiron. Nice ball. Will he go with his right? No, he won't. He's got it on his left now. And he's facing up. Ball inside. Longstaff has it. First touch weren't great, but he did maintain possession. Now it's Guimaraes. I'll go from distance, and it's wide and not too handsome and very high also from Bruno Guimaraes. But a nice passage of play from Newcastle there, which was set up by Bruno Guimaraes and set Kieran Trippier down that right flank with a bit of space in front of him. But in the end, it ended up with a shot from distance from Bruno. Tried to bend it in, but didn't get the right contact, and wide, high, and into the back of the Leeds' end it went. Ball's been cleared. A very premature jump there from Calvert-Lewin, and Newcastle can clear it. Callum Wilson has it on his chest, lays it inside for Sean Longstaff, and now wide here for Jacob Murphy. Two on him straight away. Cuts inside one. The third man comes across and takes it off him, and Iwobi clears it down the line. looking for Calvert-Lewin, but over the head of him he goes. It's with Fabian Schär playing as a sweeper behind Botman at the side second. He plays forward for Bruno Guimaraes in the centre circle. Calvert-Lewin chases. Oh, that's a foul from Guimaraes. It should be a yellow card for that. He's gone straight through the back of Guimaraes on the shin. Guimaraes is not happy about that, and it's a yellow card for Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Shocking tackle that, and rightly yellow carded by Tony Harrington. Really bad tackle. I hope you have a look at this, because this could be. Guimaraes is down holding his shin. It's a scissor. It's a scissor job. We've seen reds given for them before. I don't know if VAR has to look at this. It's a scissor job from Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Andy says he's a new subscriber. Well, welcome to the show, Andy. I'm glad you've done that, mate. Archie's in the house also. He's usually at St James's Park. Yeah, it's a bad tackle. That Guimaraes is back up again and limping, but yeah, them sister tackles were outlawed at one time. Anyway, the ball's played forward now, and Newcastle will get a throw in level with the penalty area. Anthony Gordon with his streaked blonde hair. Welcome to 1984, Anthony. Crikey O'Reilly. They'll be having a back perm next. A Charlie. Anyway, the ball's back with Fabian Schär, and now it's Sven Botman in centre circle. He bypasses Dan Burn and goes to Jacob Murphy. He's got one-on-one this time against Coleman. Cuts inside Coleman. He has a go. Distance! Oh, just over the bar from Jacob Murphy. Great effort. I don't think Jordan Pickford was expecting it. Just over the bar, and it's in the corner as well. It was a couple of inches lower. It was it was a goal, but he cut inside Coleman. Gordon tried to get a foot in. It's literally that far of the bar. Curved shot, looking for the top corner. Maybe half a yard above the goals. But yeah, brilliant effort from Jacob Murphy, and he might have a run on Seamus Coleman tonight with his bony old aching legs that he has. He's a young whippersnapper compared to most of us, mind. But not in professional football rank, he's not. Been around for ages, hasn't he? Had a terrible leg break while playing for the Republic a few years back, and he's come back from that brilliantly. But the ball's in the middle of the area. Longstaff has it. Tries to find Wilson, can't. Almiron's trying to chase back. That's going to be cut out by Fabian Schär. Fabian Schär has a nice little ball for Joe Linton. Is he getting there? No, he's not. Idris Gay kind of out physicals as Joe Linton now. Don't see that very often. And Everton have it with Tarkowski looking a ball over the top for Calvert-Lewin. Chest down to Iwobi, and he plays it square for Anthony Gordon. He comes back for Seamus Coleman, and he'll probably go square again to Idris Gay, and back over to Conor Cody. You get the pressure is on from Newcastle United, but Cody gets the ball away. Dan Burn should win that against Anthony Gordon in the air all day long, and he does, and knocks it out for a throw-in. Frank Lampard clapping his hands. He's happy with what he's seen so far. We're 9 minutes in, and we're still no goals at St James's Park. Throw from Seamus Coleman, Everton captain, looking for Calvert-Lewin. He's squared up by Botman and comes back, in fact. Little ball inside, looking for a great interception from Joe Linton. And now it's with Callum Wilson. Callum Wilson flicks it wide for Almiron. Almiron's got the overlapping Trippier. Pressurised by Onana. Now it's with Trippier. Back down the line for Almiron. Onana's on him. Onana gets in, takes the ball off him, and makes sure it goes out for a goal kick. Good defensive work from Onana there. He looks a beast, I've got to say. Gets a goal kick to Everton. But to break through Everton, you're going to have to break through that man there, Onana. He's a big, strong fella. And the ball's currently in the arms of Brontosaurus, the Bolden Brontosaurus. Anyway, Jordan Pickford does have the goal kick. And he's cleared it downfield, looking for Calvert-Lewin. Botman wins it in the air, as he always does. Dan Burn then manages to keep it in, does he? He's got Gordon on his case, but Burn gets a head to it. It's with Idris Gay. He goes wide now for Mikalenko. And back there then to the number 2, I believe is Cody. Or it could be Tarkowski, sorry. And then Cody on this side. Kieran Trippier has it, chests it down. Then he's got Botman. Botman's trying to beat the press, and he does. He gives it to Guimaraes. Ball's dummied by Longstaff beautifully, and Kieran Trippier approaches the halfway line. Inside for Miggy. He's central at the minute. Miggy goes wide looking for the win of Callum Wilson. Callum Wilson's going to be beaten to that again by that man monster, Onana. And indeed, it looks like Wilson's fouled him, has he? It's Tamari Gray, actually. And I think Newcastle are going to get a throw in, not a free kick to Everton at all. So a throw into Newcastle, level with the penalty area. Damari Gray wanted a free kick, didn't get one, and then took it out of play. The ball is back here now with Kieran Trippier. Now it's with Miggy. And then back here it comes then to Fabian Schär. Square to Dan Burn. And then he's going to come down to Jacob Murphy, one-on-one with Coleman. Joe Linton's beaten again. And Everton can press, but a great tackle there. And Newcastle do clean up now with Sven Botman. Gordon's down on the floor, and Newcastle sportingly kick the ball out of play. Gordon's down after receiving a very fair but hefty challenge from, I think it was Sven Botman. And the physios will come on. Yeah. Yeah, it's Andy Gordon doesn't look very happy at all, but he has got streaked hair, so perhaps that's kind of deserved. Southampton have taken a lead at Bournemouth. Shea Adams has scored the goal there. There's no breaks there. Anthony Gordon's laying on the floor, looking like Andrew Ridgely in his pomp. We are actually 12 minutes. Well, we're 13 minutes, exactly 30 minutes in at the moment. No goals. Gordon will limp off the pitch. He will come back on. Getting maybe a little bit more treatment off the pitch. But he looks like he's going to come back on. And it should be a Newcastle throw-in. Well, it's an Everton throw because we kick the ball out. And Lampard's imploring him to throw the ball back. And they've done that. And Nick Pope has it for the second time, I think. And again, the game's actually, he didn't even pick it up then. So Gordon's back on. No limp, no sign of a limp. Back on the pitch. All ready to go again. And the ball is with Sven Botman in the Newcastle central defensive position. And he comes down the bottom here for Dan Burn. That's a bit short for Dan Burn. And Gordon nips in, even though he was prone injury just a second ago. Back he goes then to Idrissa Gay. Then Onana steps across Longstaff, plays the ball wide. Not a good ball. Trippier just gets a foot in, gets out for throwing before Damari Gray could get his feet on it. But Everton do have the ball now, halfway line. Back it's going to come to Cody. Cody's 30, Tarkowski's 2. Tarkowski has it now. He's getting pressured. And now it's wide there to Mikalenko, who's more acceptable to that pressure because he's quicker, but the ball is broken to Newcastle. The press did work in the end. Poor ball from Longstaff for Wilson, didn't find him. Everton cuts it out. Coleman has it in a minute. They're all getting pressured now. Back it goes to Tarkowski. Good ball from him, though, to Alex Iwobi. There's a foul for something there. The refs give a free kick for some reason. I'm not sure what it was. It could have been offside because it was all in our half. So maybe it's handball. Yes, it is handball. Handball against Alex Iwobi. And Newcastle get a free kick. 14 minutes 50 on the clock, people. Still no goals. It's been a very tight first quarter of an hour. No side of making domination yet. Both sides have looked quite sharp in attack and quite good in defence also. Kieran Trippier takes a free kick. Looking for Joe Linton. Cross comes in. Looking for header. And it's just into the arms of Jordan Pickford from the head of Callum Wilson. That will count as an on-target effort, I think. Nice free kick routine. Trippier into Joe Linton or Guimaraes, I think it might have been, and then it was Wilson with a header from deep in the penalty spot. He was never going to score from there. Everton on the attack now. There's press there as well. Fabian Schär gets a foot in and clears it. Throw into Everton, halfway inside their own half on their left flank. $15:45 on the time, people. No goals again. Ball is now in the left back area of Everton. Iwobi robbed a free kick there for a foul by Joe Linton on the beast that is Onana. Big physical kind of combat there, isn't there, being them two, Joe Linton and Onana. It's who can become the alpha male of them two, maybe where the destiny of this game comes from. With 16-13 in. Free kick to Everton in their own half, in the left central position, maybe about 10 yards short of the halfway line. Maybe a bit further than that, maybe 15, 20 yards. Onana is going to leave Mikalenko to take. And will it be a long one? Yes, it will. He's gone looking for the head, for the run actually of Iwobi, but it's shepherded back to Nick Pope. He bowls it out to Bruno Guimaraes in the central position for Newcastle. He's approaching the halfway line, gets their ball through then for Longstaff. Took him a while to get into control. A little split second it took him to get into control. Idrissa Gana Gay stepped in and nipped it away from him and put it out for a throw-in to Newcastle in the Everton half on the right-hand side that Kieran Trippier will take. Just inside the Everton half, in fact. Looking for movement, not a lot of it. He finds Guimaraes back then to Fabian Schär and now to Sven Botman, very central in the Newcastle half with the ball into Guimaraes, who's looking for the ball everywhere, every opportunity. Shadowed by Alex Iwobi. What's his name? Iwobi. Jesus Christ. Anyway, it's with Jacob Murphy on the bottom, running at Anthony Gordon. Can't beat him for pace. Seamus Coleman steps in. Anthony Gordon's found him there. And the refs actually give a free kick to Everton for Anthony Gordon. What's wrong with these names? Anthony Gordon was pulling away at Jacob Murphy. He's got a little smirk on his face. Yeah, he's pushed him off there. And he stood in front of him. And then he fell over. Jacob Murphy hasn't got a turn of pace against Anthony Gordon, that's for certain. But a strange decision there from the referee to give a free kick against Murphy. But it is a free kick deep in the Everton half in the right back area. It's shame. Actually, Jordan Pickford will say, "What is wrong with my mouth tonight? It looks like I've got someone else's teeth in." Pickford's cleared it long anyway. Looking for Gordon will pick this up, but in behind Dan Burn, he missed the ball. Gordon now going against Dan Burn, and Joe Linton gets a foot in, throwing to Everton again, level with the Newcastle penalty area on their right-hand side, and Seamus Coleman ambles up to take it. Newcastle seem a little bit flat tonight so far. Hasn't been great. The ball is with... Well, Newcastle have won it back. Joe Linton gets it forward. Guimaraes with the ball inside. It's a great ball, but Pickford's alert to that, and out he comes. Sweeper keeper and clears it. Did well there, Pickford, although I'm loath to say it. Ball is now with Guimaraes again, who's everywhere tonight, but he's robbed by Onana. Wins it back, though, with a great tackle. And the rest give a free kick. That's pathetic. He's played the ball there. I could take that from here. But Onana's a real tough competitor. Demarai Gray was fouled, according to the ref, but I think he's got the ball here. No, he hasn't. Good decision from Harrington. On first view, it looked like he had, but he actually kicked Demarai Gray's foot onto the ball, and that gave the impression that he played it himself, but he hadn't. Anyway, ball. Dan Burn lets the ball come over his head, looking for the Anthony Gordon, who doesn't keep it in. It's a throw into Newcastle in the left back area. 1940 on the clock, people. Still no goals. And Frank Lampard will be pleased with his start. He's not gone behind the ball, as a lot of us predicted. He has kind of played in quite, enterprising style here tonight. Not playing with a back three, going with a flat back four, and they're pressing. And Everton have the ball now. Inside the area with Calvert-Lewin, we're looking for the winner of Gordon. It goes past him, and Burns going to lose this if he's not careful. But I think we'll get a throw in. Gordon pestering Dan Burn like a little fly attacking a big bulldog. The stats per win probability is very close. It's 30% Everton, 32 the draw, 38 Newcastle. So it's very, very tight. Thrown from Dan Burn isn't great. Murphy did well to step in there. Joe Linton also. Now it's with Guimaraes. Guimaraes, a lovely little pass there. Callum Wilson does really well there, but loses it and wins it, and it's not fouled. And Everton can come away with it. Just a Gana. Back he goes then to Onana, and now Iwobi, who plays it wide for Mikalenko. There's an Everton player on the floor. Coleman, there's something happened here with Callum Wilson, and The Everton defenders are attacking Callum Wilson. 2 of them on him, Cody and Coleman. Onana's lying on the floor. I don't know what's happened here, but the cameras will pick it up. We will see. But they're all attacking Callum Wilson, especially Connor Cody. Not Tarkowski. It was Connor Cody and Seamus Coleman. And Seamus Coleman's... Kieran Trippier's taken... He's holding his head, Onana. I don't know what's happened here, but we'll see. Well, there's nothing wrong there. Nothing wrong there at all. I think Seamus Coleman's making a mountain out of a molehill, and I don't know why. Unless the camera's panned off quickly, but VAR will look, I suppose. Although they shouldn't do, really, because this is only on the Everton's players say so, you know. Anyway. Didn't look like Callum Wilson did absolutely anything there. And Anna's, has he won a free kick for that? Because he shouldn't have. And Everton causing riots there, similar to Manchester United then. Over nothing. The referee stopped play, and we've got to kick the ball back to them when we had it in the first place. Or is it going to be a contested drop ball? No, I don't think it is. And it's not. That's ridiculous. I think we had the ball. Pressure on Tarkowski, and almost took the ball off him. And now we might get the ball, but Tarkowski again has a high foot there from Almiron, but we're going to get away with it. It's cleared by Everton down the pitch, head of Fabian Schär, knocks it back towards Longstaff, beaten to it. Gray's got it, and Trippier steps in and nips it in for throw in to Everton on the halfway line on their left. Yeah, certainly a bit of animosity in the game. It's probably maybe it's what we needed for it to happen. 22 minutes and 47 on the clock. And Everton have the ball with Onana again, who for such a big man went down like a sack of shite there and, you know, brought the ball back for him. Gordon with a nice little touch inside, looking for Iwobi. Back it goes to Gordon, all the way back then to Connor Cody in the centre half position. He plays it square for Tarkowski. Tarkowski looking for a ball through the middle. He does. He finds it with Idrissa Gana Gay. And now it's with Seamus Coleman and right back and back into Cody. He floats over the top. Not a very good ball, but a bad header from Dan Burn straight into the path of Onana, who's beaten there from Joe Linton. The referee gives him a free kick. And he's holding his ankle. He's really, really badly injured again. Just a foul tackle. It's not a yellow card for that, surely to God. You can't give yellow cards because of an injury. He's gone in for the ball. So Joe Linton gets booked. Just looked like a tackle to me. Oh, it was maybe a little bit late. Apologies. You need to step on the instep of Onana. But Joe Linton's been booked. Just for a change. 24 minutes on the clock, no goals. We've been very flat so far, to be perfectly honest. Liverpool have taken the lead against West Ham. Darwin Núñez with their goal after 22 minutes. Free kick to Everton in the centre circle in the Newcastle half. Floated forward, looking for Calvert-Lewin. He chests it. Terrible touch, though. Mars has it now. Pressured by Calvert-Lewin. And he plays it for Joe Linton. And then wide out for Jacob Murphy. 2 on him again. One of them, of course, is Anthony Gordon. Anthony Gordon's won the ball back there, but Murphy carried on the pressure. Did well there. And they did well to get out of it. A nice little triangle, Everton. Coleman's fell over. Under no pressure there whatsoever. And the rest bought it. Free kick to Everton in the right back area, but I don't think Jacob Murphy did anything there. I think Coleman fell over simply because his Zimmer frame wasn't in front of him. But he has the ball now. No, he doesn't. It's with Cody. Ball for the middle, looking for Iwobi. Iwobi picks up in the centre circle and goes wide. Demarai Gray. Kieran Trippier will go across to him. Mikalenko's tried to run inside him to give him an option. Mikalenko, it's going to be a corner to Everton anyway. Tackle came in from Miggy Almiron. And I went for a corner to Everton on the left-hand side. I think this could be the first corner of the game. Correct? Been very much deadlocked so far. 25 and a half minutes on the clock. All the big men are coming forward. Connor Cody, obviously. James Tarkowski, obviously. Onana, huge. Calvert-Lewin, huge. Balls in the area. And a header from an Everton player, Calvert-Lewin, in fact, just over the bar. Newcastle were a bit slack there in defence. Good corner. Calvert-Lewin, while he headed it, his his kind of ponytail thing came off. The elastic thing that the girls put around their hair. What's it called? Hair? It's not a hairband, is it? Whatever it's called, a bobble, I guess. In the action of heading, that came off. So he's had to done some repairs to his hair and put his ponytail back in, and he's ready to go again. And Newcastle have the ball in left back with Dan Burn. Dan Burn has it square inside here for Botman. He floats one to the far side. It's a beautiful pass there. Kieran Trippier has it, picks up the fantastic ball inside for Miggy. Miggy's been very quiet so far, hardly been in the game. Little flick there for Longstaff. Good ball. Guimaraes going into the area. Might go square again. He tried to get a cross in. Maybe try to get a handball there. But the ball has gone out for a throw into Newcastle. But good play from Bruno Guimaraes there. And good play from Sven Botman with a fantastic pass over to Kieran Trippier. Now it's with Dan Burn, who looks uncomfortable on the ball every time he gets it. And it's with Sven Botman again. First time ball inside for Almiron, who's come across into the centre. Back he goes there for Longstaff. And a nice pass. No, it's not. It's not a bad, good pass at all. Cuts out by Mikalenko really easily. Everton can break down their left-hand side. And Demario Gray's gone inside one, plays it inside. Dan Burn steps in from left back really well. A bit of covering there. And Botman plays it out for Longstaff to Miggy. Nice trick to get past Mikalenko. And he's also out physical with Onana. Ball inside looking for Callum Wilson from Seamus Coleman. Terrible header that, though, from not Iwobi. He don't see him offside there, surely. No, he's not. Ball comes back. Must be a chance here for Longstaff. Trying to criticise players. Didn't get a shot off. And Everton get the ball clear with Onana running out the area. But that was a ball inside. It looks offside to me. Calvert-Lewin is offside. There's no way he's quick enough to beat the offside track like that. And in fact, tried to shoot. And in fact, he's been booked, tried to shoot there, and can surely be booked there for kicking the ball away. He hasn't been. They're playing on. But yeah, interesting kind of thing there. Joe Linton has it in the left wing position. He's come across here to left wing to give Murphy a bit of help. Straight away, Murphy receives the ball. Too slow on it. Yeah, Gay steps in and takes the ball off him. And Everton can clear it easily, and Cody does down the line. Murphy's been very poor tonight so far. Nice play from Calvert-Lewin, but Botman's going to take it off him, I think. He does. Great play from Botman. Now it's with Bruno. Now it's with Joe Linton. Looking for a ball out wide. It's a bad ball, but Miggy does well to recover it. Now it's with Trippier on the right-hand side. Ball is looking for Miggy. He's going to cut inside, obviously. Back to Trippier to get a cross in. Cross comes in slow, and it's well easily cleared away there from James Tarkowski out for the throw-in. Not the greatest cross Kieran Trippier's ever did. Now it's with Bruno, now with a throw-in from Trippier. Back to Trippier it goes. Then he plays it back inside here for Fabian Schär. Fabian Schär is very advanced at the pitch. Back to Botman in the centre circle. Playing now as a sweeper. Back to Schär, just inside the Everton half. He looks for a pass. He's not got one on really, so he goes back to Sven Botman again. And Sven Botman can orchestrate things from deep. Now it's with Dan Burn. He didn't get pressure from Anthony Gordon this time. Down to Murphy, who's got Coleman is confident enough to stand up with him now. And that's the mark of what Murphy's done tonight, which is nothing really. And Coleman's confident to step up to him and mark him high up the pitch. Not worried about him turning him and running past him at all. Ball's on the right-hand side now. Trippier, good ball for Joe Linton. Little flick there for Sean Longstaff, who's quite deep. That could be a handball, but the hands are tucked in. But look at that to me. And Onana comes away with the ball once again. Christ, he's a massive bloke here. Almiron's chasing him back. That's a David and Goliath story. Everyone saw one. Newcastle do get the ball back. And Onana's on the floor again, but Newcastle can break now. And it's with Sean Long. It's with Miggy Almiron at the minute. And he plays it wide for Kieran Trippier, whose energy rates are fantastic. That's a good cross, looking deep. Murphy gets the header back in. Wilson tries to get in. Now Joe Linton with his back to goal. Guimaraes on the edge of the box. Now it's with it. Oh, it's too high. It's there! What a strike from it's Miggy again. An absolute gem of a goal from Miggy again. And you know how much I love my gems. What a fantastic goal that is. And Miggy's done it once again. I thought it was going over the bar, but it's dipped at the last minute. Tim Healy's in the crowd. He loves that too. Dennis Patterson, of course, from Our Feed the Same, amongst other things, and Leslie from Benidorm. What a goal that is from Miggy. Fantastic. Didn't look like it was on, but the ball came in. It was headed back from Jacob Murphy. Wilson did well. Back it went from Joe Linton to Bruno, and he's first timed it with his left into the top corner. He's bent it. It's a fantastic goal. And Pickford's arms just literally aren't long enough to reach the ball. Brilliant goal. Brilliant goal. Brilliant finish. And Pickford has been chipped when he's only about a yard off his line. And the trouble was, that was the trouble. He couldn't get him up. Just couldn't get him up. Miggy slides on his knees. Fantastic goal. Newcastle take the lead. 31 minutes gone. Miguel Almiron with the goal. Brilliant goal. And I thought it was going over. But it did fantastically. What a fantastic strike with his left foot from Miggy. He's a man on form, all right. He's a man on form. Been quiet until then, though. But when it mattered, he stepped up. And Everton have taken the centre circle restart, and off they go with the ball long looking for Demarai Gray on the far left-hand side. It's won by Fabian Schär. And Everton take the throw back to James Tarkowski. And inside he goes there for Idrissa Gana Gay. He's pressured by Bruno. We're hard at the pitch here, pressurising. Wilson's going to pressure Tarkowski. Comes now to Pickford in his own 6-yard box. And he's floated it out for Seamus Coleman. Just back keeps it in. Nice little flick to Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who's come very deep to receive the ball. Nice bit of play from Calvert-Lewin, actually, to maintain that. And actually, nice bit of football from Everton, but Bruno intercepts it with the back heel. Fantastic bit of play. And Bruno's got it again now. Little ball out there to another back heel. This is fantasy football from Newcastle here. Wide it goes now. Trippier has it. Looking for the ball. Guimaraes. Oh, it's just a fucking yard wide. Excuse my language. It's not even a yard. It's a foot wide, but a fantastic attack from Newcastle on the counter. All started with Bruno Guimaraes' defensive back heel. Never seen one of them before, but he did it. And another back heel later in the move. Trippier's managed to get up there. On the turn, he's just slipped it that far wide of the post. Pickford's beaten. Maybe that far wide of the post. Fisherman's tails and all that. Oh, dear me. 32 minutes, nearly 33 minutes on the clock. 1-0 Newcastle. And Newcastle, now we have the goal in our pockets and now trying to express ourselves. And there was some expressive play there, especially from Bruno Guimaraes. The back heel to win the ball back was phenomenal. Phenomenal. Everton on the attack now with Calvert-Lewin. He's lost out there. Longstaff has it square. He goes. Trippier approaching. He looks for a ball in for Wilson. Wilson slips on the ball, strangely enough. Or slips on the pitch and didn't control it. Everton come away with it. Well won back from Longstaff. Now Guimaraes has it. Back it goes then to Schär. He'll come square to Botman. Botman's calm as you like. Little ball through to Joe Linton. That's a lovely little pass. A bit of back on it. And Dan Burns gone motoring down the line with Anthony Gordon in front of him. Back he goes to Joe Linton. They're going to lose us out, surely. No, they don't. Botman square then. Guimaraes. Wilson, I think, has it now. Now Guimaraes floated it onto the far side for Miggy on that wide right. Inside ball goes for Trippier. Trippier's not going to get there, is he? He does get there. Gray's marking him. It's back to Almiron. Inside then for Bruno. He's everywhere at the minute. Inside for that little ball over the top again. Almiron look for a ball in. Out it goes for corner. That little backspin chip that Bruno plays for Miggy. Everton are at 6 and 7s here, folks. And the football that Newcastle are playing at this precise moment in time is enthralling, exciting stuff. Entertaining for Max. There's little fantasy flicks. There's little, samba stuff from the Brazilian lads. It's great to watch in a minute. That goal's really loosened us up. Our first corner of the game, Miggy's gone out to take it. You know what this means, folks? This is a training ground routine. Well, generally it does. Watch Miggy floating in with his left now on the in-swinger. It is a short one to Joe Linton. He's coming short. Back to Miggy. Miggy's going to go with the cross now. He plays it. Oh, Trippier's gone outside of him. Look for the far post. Head comes back in. It's going to be another corner. But it was a kind of training ground routine. Fabian Schär at the end with the thing. And thanks, Albie, for not haven't changed the banner, as always. We'll do it now. I want to edit this, don't I? I never do it. I always forget. It's a corner to Newcastle anyway. There we have it. 1-0 Newcastle. We're pressing now. The tricks and all the fantasy stuff. It's fantastic to watch at times now. Ball is at the far side, looking for Trippier. No, Everton clear it now. Longstaff steps in, wins the ball back. The ball is now out for throw-in. It's going to be Newcastle throw-in wide on that right-hand side. About, I'm going to say, 15 yards from the Everton penalty area. Trippier's going to take it. Eddie Howe takes a drink. Anyway, the ball's inside then for Bruno, who for the past 10 minutes has orchestrated everything. He's been fantastic the last 10 minutes, really has. He's been everywhere. Now it's with it's Fabian Schär floating the ball down the line, looking for the run of Miggy, but it's well cut out from Tarkowski. Picked up from Sean Longstaff, then Miggy. Sean Longstaff and Miggy's wasn't great there. The communication, and Everton do win the ball back, but the press is on, and this time they do get away with it. I think. Nope, Dan Burn has it in the centre circle. Back to Sven Botman. Back to Dan Burn again in left back position now. And he'll probably look down the line for Murphy. Murphy does well to get the ball. It's actually Callum Wilson. He's come deep for it. And a floated ball over the top for Miggy. What a fantastic pass from Wilson. Almiron takes it down lovely on his head and then his instep. Ball inside now. It's with Bruno. Will he go from distance? Bruno's tried one. A little floater. Oh, it wasn't a floater. It was a little crazy cutter. And this time it was that far from the post. Jordan Pickford's going absolutely mental. Open the door, get on the floor. Everybody walk the dinosaur. The ball from Miggy was great to Bruno. He thought, I'm going to go here. He got to the edge of the area and he's just trying to bend it round on the floor, like a pass, into the bottom corner, and he's that far close to the post. Bruno is on fire at the minute. He really is. He's on fire. It's great to see when Bruno's like this. It really is. Everton can't control him. Pickford's cleared it. Down the pitch, looking for Calvert-Lewin. He's well marshalled out of it. Wilson has it now. Murphy, ball over the top, looking for the pace of Wilson. Wilson won't get there because Pickford's out to get it, and he does get it. And bowls out to Connor Cody, and he's been pressured again. There's pressure on Newcastle everywhere. Yeah, doing brilliantly. But now Everton do get away with it and can break now. Can they get it wide to Demario Gray? They can. Newcastle funnel back in numbers now to help out the defence. It's with Onana, who's very quiet the past 10 minutes. Gets a little push in his back from Bruno. Oh dear, Joe Linton could be off for that one. Joe Linton's been booked, and he's gone right through there on Garner Gay. If the referee wanted to book him, he could for that. That's a yellow card, in my opinion. Clumsy more than nasty, but Tony Harrington's decided not to. Oh, dear me. Joe Linton, what are you doing? Dan Burn in the air against Anthony Gordon. Anyone winning there all day. And now Joe Linton has it. He nods it through then to Jacob Murphy. Ball inside was great for Murphy there to Bruno again. Takes it inside. Little ball then to Sean Longstaff, who's level with him this side. Now Trippier. A bit of pressure from Everton now, but Bruno's free. Ball first on pass there to Joe Linton. And the ball from Joe Linton's absolutely appalling. And it's cut out by Mikalenko. Joe Linton hasn't been at the race, not really. Ball comes in. Nick Pope comes out and catches all day long for Nick Pope. 38-44 on the clock, guys. Still 1-0 Newcastle. Fantastic strike from Miguel Elmon. If you're new to the stream or you're new to the game, fantastic strike. Really was a fantastic effort. Curved with his left foot from the edge of the area into the top corner of the net. A Mickey special, if you like. It was that good. I didn't even know. Boarded with Sven Botman, then down here for Dan Burn, and then down from Jacob Murphy. In fact, it's Callum Wilson who's coming. No, it's Jacob Murphy. It is Jacob Murphy. I'm right. Now it's with a Bruno. Little ball through there for Miggy's coming inside. And he's coming on his left side now. Dragging the play with him. Great ball for Almiron, for Murphy. First switch Murphy is appalling. An old man Coleman steps in and takes it off his foot. Knocks it out for a corner. Murphy's very slow at the races today. He's not been very good at all, Murphy, I've got to say. Not being critical, but it's a great ball from Miggy. Great way to get into the game and come across his side. First touch from Murphy was appalling. Give Coleman the chance to get in and nip in, and out it goes for corner. I'd like to see Anderson get a go second half, and I think we might have to take Joe Linton off, because if we don't take him off, he'll probably end up getting sent off. Short corner routine. Ball's gone in looking for a Newcastle head. Finds, or in each of the two of them. We're marking each other. Burn and Botman at the far post. It wasn't Burn, it was Schär and Botman, in fact. They got in each other's way, and it went over the top of them. Out for a throw in to Everton. And the press is on. Onana doesn't like this press, but he did well to get out of that. That's a nice pass straight into touch. Onana, what's his name, for Christ's sake? Lampard doesn't look as happy now as he was 10 minutes ago, that's for certain. I'm getting a bit thin on top, Mr. Lampard, as well, I do believe. Anyway, not for me to say that kind of thing, with the state of my barnet. But anyway, Newcastle do have the ball. That's a bad one. And now it's with Bruno almost took it off. Onana, ball through, but Pope is very advanced and just picks the ball up. Dubravka might struggle with that pass, I've got to say. Bruno has it. A little ball for what a fantastic little pass for the middle for Longstaff. Longstaff has it. He's going to probably go for Trippier. That's an offside there, must be. Longstaff hasn't flagged though, so he must have stayed level. He's going against Tarkowski Wilson. Little ball there for Miggy. It's going to be a corner ball. Tackle from Tarkowski. Wants a goal kick. Doesn't get one. Corner ball, Longstaff. A bit of jocularity going on in the pitch a minute. Longstaff smiling. The Newcastle players are playing fantasy stuff at the minute. Final third passes, Newcastle have 50 to Everton's 15. We can see the dominance start to flood into the game now. The first 20 minutes, it was pretty even, Steve. Was the last 10, 15 minutes, Newcastle have been right at the races. Although not all the players have been. I mean, Joe Linton's not been at his best today. Jacob Murphy certainly hasn't. Anyway, it's a corner ball to Newcastle, 41-44 on the clock. Burns in the box, being manhandled by where balls come in. Newcastle head out, just get on it, but it's gone over the bar, and it'll be a goal kick to Everton. And it was indeed Dan Burn who got his head on it. 600 people watching. People, if you like what you're seeing, it gives us a thumbs up. I don't know how many likes there's on the video, but let's have a thumbs up from you. And if you're new to the channel, also please consider subscribing. It doesn't cost you anything. Just hit the subscribe button. Super chats are also available if you want to donate to the channel financially. We'll all be very grateful for that. And memberships too available. That's to become a bigger part. That's a shove in the back from Dan Burn, and they might be looking at that one. Of course, Gordon went down like a sack of Spurs, but that's a foul. That's a free kick. Gay on Guimaraes in the ankle. But I think VAR will want to look at this because Dan Burn there was contact between Dan Burn and Anthony Gordon, and Anthony Gordon went down like a sack of Spurs. Of course he did. But let's see what. In fact, Gordon's now kicking off. What's Gordon kicking off for? And all the Everton players were shooting. I don't know what's going on here. Anthony Gordon would cause a fight in a fucking phone box. Both sets of players are kicking off here big time. And I think it's all down to that pathetic effort of trying to get a penalty from Anthony Gordon. Rat boy, bleach blonde, fucking Andrew Ritchie twat with his streaked hair. Let's have streaks in our hair like it's 1984. I'm going to get in the house. I'm going to put Blue Peter. What was on telly in 1984? Christ. Grange Hill. If we are going to look at this. I mean, he just went past him. Doesn't even. He wants booking for diving there because he hasn't even touched him and he's gone down. Or maybe he has touched him a little bit, but it's still not enough for a penalty. Beats him for pace, but it is clumsy by Burns, I've got to say, but it's never penalty. Gordon's kicking off with that Kieran Trippier and Fabian Schär straight in at him. He ain't having any of that. Anthony Gordon is a proper little scrow, isn't he? Tosser. And he kicked off on a Trippier too, which is a Fabian Schär stepped in. He's a little, he's a feisty little bastard, isn't he? Let's be honest. But diving around like that, he should have been booked for it. And if he hasn't been booked for that or whatever afterwards, Tony Harrington's very lenient. Fabian Schär stepped in. I don't know if he's been booked. He shouldn't have been. Anyway, for some reason, the camera's been on Fabian Schär for the last 30. Fabian Schär's been booked. Well, if he's been booked, how come Anthony Gordon hasn't been? Because the ball somehow's back with Jordan Pickford. If he's ever been booked out of all that, I'm going to see now. Now Gordon's been booked also. And if he'd been booked for the dive in the first place, he'd been off now. Anyhow, Everton do try and come forward. It's with Onana, who's, from a promising start, kind of faded a little bit. But it's with Mikalenko now on the left-hand side, looking for the ball down for Demari Gray. Some football's broken out. Newcastle do win the ball back, and now it's with Bruno. Ball forward then for Callum Wilson. In the back from Tarkowski all day long. We'll have a free kick for that all day long also. 2 minutes of injury time, although I don't know how much of that was down to that little furore we had with Anthony Gordon kicking off there. I don't know, but Alex will be joining us at half-time for his impressions of the first half. But Tarkowski, archetypal centre-halves foul, that one. Through the back of Callum Wilson and a free kick to Newcastle on the halfway line. 1-0 to Newcastle, of course. Fantastic strike from Miggy. Form of his life at the minute. And a strike that, if you aren't watching, you will want to see on Match of Day. later if it's on. I don't even know if it's on, but there you go. High line from Everton. The ball's come in, looking for a Newcastle head. Can we get one? No, we can't. It's well watched from Cody, but we do pick up the second ball. Joe Linton now has it. All the way back he goes then to Bruno Guimaraes, who's playing at sweeper. Pressurised from Gay, but square he goes to Trippier. And then back now for Dan Burn, who's managed to get back here quick. And now it's with Joe Linton on the right-hand side. Joe Linton's going to lose that. He's been terrible first half. He got lucky there, and his first 6-7 was awful. Joe Linton hasn't been good this first half. Might be a chance to take him off and get Joe Willock on. But his physicality will be missed, but we'll go with other areas. Anyway, Pickford's gone down the pitch. With about 30 seconds from the end of the first half. Straight out of play from Pickford's kick into the right side of the Newcastle defence. It's now a throw in to Newcastle in the right back position. Demarai Gray's not the cleverest looking fellow, is he? He's got a very vacant expression on his face. He's going to get booked, I think, for some reason, yeah? No, he's not. I don't know why I thought that. Camera work isn't great. They're following Joe Linton around at the minute. It's very well strapped on his right leg, and the ball's away here. This ain't very good. It's very scrappy. Murphy keeps it in, and he didn't keep it in fact. Because it's half-time. Goal to nil. Newcastle 1, Everton 0. It was very flat for the first 25 minutes. Then Newcastle, kind of started playing the football. I'm hoping Alex is going to join us for some half-time Stato pearls of wisdom. I don't know if he will or not. But 1-0 to Newcastle and a fantastic goal to separate the two teams at the moment. Let me give Alex a message. See if he's ready to come on. We'll soon see. Yeah, 1-0 to Newcastle. As I say, a fantastic goal. Take a couple of comments before Alex does come on. We'll go from here. We'll go from the moderator who tells it's half time. Indeed. Who's this? Rungson, no. Dave says Joe Linton on a yellow, hoping he doesn't do something, get sent off. Get at the second half, more goals in this game for Newcastle. I agree. I would actually take Joe Linton off at half time because I don't think he's been that good. He's not been his usual effervescent physical self. And of course, having a yellow card doesn't help that either. I think we can get these with a bit of skill and get Joe Willock on in that position, which he played so well against Brentford and Fulham. Yeah, I think that's the way forward if we want to take a few more goals off Everton, which we can do. Ian says we need to calm down a little. I can see us getting another if we do. 1 second. There you go. Big cough coming. James says, I feel Joe Linton is lucky to be on the pitch. Yes, it's very clumsy, wasn't it? And referee, I think had he not booked him, he may well have booked him for that. It's one of those when the referees don't want to give him a red card for it, I guess. He's a Goonie, Rachel. I don't know what you're talking about there, but obviously it's something that happened before. Shane says, has there ever been a Newcastle United player get more excited about when he scores than Miggy? Yes. No, I can't say more. It's because Miggy don't really score tap-ins, does he? But that's 4 or 5 3 or 4 certainly in the past 4 or 5 months that have been absolute classics. That's another one that's going to go in the goal of the month competition. Absolutely, there is, and he keeps doing it. So, yeah, we're kind of becoming expecting it now, aren't we? Although, as you'll see on my commentary, I thought that was balloon over the bar. But what if it dipped in the top corner? Facebook user, someone from Facebook says, I think that Anthony Gordon would be a lot faster if he left his clutch bag in the dressing room. Absolutely hysterical poser. And yes, Billy, you're right. He's a total tosser. Geordie John must be a little bit behind us. Half time, says Stu. Yeah, we're happy with that first half. Very spicy, Julie, wasn't it? Very spicy. Andrew says, Hyacinth Gordon. Yeah. Rat to Breezeness says, Callum Wilson needs to show more. I'm sorry. Miggy's our top scorer this season. 5 goals. Wilson looks off form. Wilson hasn't played most of the season, mate. You've got to remember that. And Miggy's played virtually every game, hasn't he? Solid first half, says Andrew. Peter says, I agree. I think he's played awful about Joe Linton. Yeah, you're right. Annie's in the house. Hi, Annie. I'm sorry, but Joe Linton, that foul on Gay is a yellow card. 9 times out of 10, it's committed. First time of asking, yes, it would have been. I think a lot of referees would have turned a blind eye to the second one. If you don't want to be sending people off for clumsiness, do you? And I think that's what Harrington did then, which is probably wrong, but there you go. Dave Smith says toffees are definitely melting. Julie says Anthony Gordon's a little prick. Tool says ecstatic we didn't buy Gordon. He should be on the Olympic dive team, guaranteed a gold medal. Yeah, that was a terrible dive, wasn't it? Terrible. Although Byrne was a bit clumsy, I've got to say. Stephen says there will be a red card this game. Calvert-Lewin could have got one. He'd been booked early in the game, and he kicked a ball. He was offside, wasn't he? And he carried on shooting. I mean, generally, you should be getting booked for that. But similar to Joe Linton, I don't think you'd want to be sent off for kicking the ball away, would you? And that's kind of the issue with that. Leon Osman and Jim Rosenthal have got flat caps on, and rather than Peaky Blinders, they look more Albert Tatlock. You know, I'm not sure they're carrying the look they're trying to get here. Miggy on fire, says Dan. Mark thinks we need a second goal. I think I agree. I think we get a second one. We'll get maybe a couple more. Mary says it's been a feisty first half. Indeed, it has. A couple of handbags drawn a few times. Big Dog says Gordon looks like he's from the 16th century. No, I don't think that had bleach hair dye then, mate, if I'm perfectly honest. Here's that Miggy goal again, if you're watching on TV. Annie, are you okay, Andrew? That's the old classic. Grim Trousers says Murphy Wasteful. He's been quite poor with Murphy. Murphy and Joe Linton are the two I've been disappointed in, if I'm honest. But more so Murphy, because he's being marked by a man who's kind of almost twice his age. And Coleman's had him in his pocket, really. Miggy's ace is rigmarole. I just love the fact that even when his goal's offside or something, he's still smiling. But that's a fantastic first timer, isn't it? And Pickford can't get anywhere near it. Pickford's, I don't know. I think even if he had normal size arms, he's not getting. Well, maybe he would because it went over the top of him, didn't it? Good at diving, though, isn't he, Pickford? He must be an Everton trait. Geordie John says, bring on the second half, 3 in live think. Ian says, Joe was lucky, but it wasn't like it was meant to harm. No, it was clumsy, wasn't it? But there are referees that would have sent him off. Definitely. Almost 700 watching, guys. Give us a thumbs up. It doesn't cost you anything to give us a thumbs up. And if you're new also, please subscribe to the channel if you like what you see. Hit the subscription button. That also costs you nothing. If you want to become a paid member of the club, you can do that also by hitting the join button down below. And super chats are also available by hitting the $sign and contribute whatever you feel we're worth. All but will be gratefully received and appreciated. Doug Stake says, stop moaning about who scores how many. They are a team, not a one-player team. I'm not sure I actually understand what you're saying, Doug, but that's your opinion. I'm not sure anyone's moaning about anyone scoring how many. Unless it was about Callum Wilson with his 2 goals, yeah, which was a strange thing because he's been out most of the season with his amount of goals he scored. Danielle, hi sis, hope you're well. Gordon needs a slap, indeed he does. Quite happily go on there and give him a slap myself. I'm sure you would too. He deserves one, especially for that streaked haircut and diving around like an absolute ponce. It was just clumsy, says Ian McKenna. And Matthew says, why wasn't Gordon booked for that tackle on Joe Linton? I remember the tackle. Yeah, it should have been, really. And after that kicking off, I mean, we're talking about red cards, but there you go. You're right, Matthew. He should have been. Rigmarole says, I think there'll be 2 reds or more. Can see it kicking off bad. Well, Everton have an argument waiting to happen in an empty house, aren't they? Ben says, Willicon for J7. That's the obvious change for me. Francesco, hi, mate. Hope you're well, buddy. Miggy. Fellow Central South American-ish area, isn't it? Yes, you'll be happy with that, mate. March Leader says Gordon was booked. Yes, Gordon. Gordon was booked for the fighting carry on, but he made a terrible tackle earlier in the half on Joe Linton where he scissored him, didn't he? And what Matthew was saying is he wasn't booked for that. Julie says, yes, Danielle, he does need a slap. And Matthew says, agree, bring Joe on for Joe Linton. Yeah, that's the obvious choice, isn't it? Kamal wants more of a drop kick than a slap. Everton have been very Manchester United like, they're very, another one, They're pushing the boundaries. Let's just say that. Les says, dirty scouts Mackham. This is why we despise them. Barbara says, need Anderson off Murphy. That's another one I'll agree with. But we know what's going to happen if we take Murphy off, don't we? We all know it's going to be little Ryan will come on, won't he? And given the fact we're playing against teams in dark blue shirts, who knows who he's going to pass to? Although you never know the difference anyway, I guess. Troll says, get Willicott for Murphy and Big Joe for Shelby for Big Joe if he's on the bench and fit. That's an interesting choice. Yeah, that's be an interesting choice. Not sure how much fit Shelby is, but at the same time, you're not going to get match fit by sitting on the bench, are you? So, yeah, interesting thought there, Charles. So, I think maybe 45 minutes might be a bit too long for him, but we'll see later in the half, I guess. Pilor thinks we'll look for Joe Linton. Malcolm says, let's get Anderson on for Murphy and Willock. Yeah, that seems to be the kind of popular choice at the minute. Joe Linton's he's had a poor first half. Can't give him any kind of excuses for that. He has got his wrong boots on the wrong feet or something today, but yeah, could have been sent off. He has got himself involved, but yeah, he's not been his usual self. Andrew says, Miggy, can't you see sometimes your goals just hypnotise me? Anderson for Murphy, please. Murphy hasn't controlled one pass. Yeah, I think he's the first run at Coleman. He did okay, and since then, Gordon's got him back in with Coleman, and Murphy's confidence has gone because he knows he can't outwin Gordon. Rungson says, "Come on, Newcastle." Back in A&E, still watching the game. Hope you're well, Norvik. Get well soon, obviously, where you are in hospital. You've been there a while now, so yeah. Unless you've been out and back in again. Alex had technical trouble, so he can't come on with us tonight, which is a shame. But I shall be with you all the way. I'm not even going to go to the toilet at half time. There you go. That's I might actually risk it in a minute and go to the toilet and give you a bit of merchandise advertisement while I'm off. Gordon should be off. Should have been shown 2 yellows for the dive and second for the push on Trippier and Share. And of course, you've got to remember that tackle that Matthew mentioned earlier, the one on Joe Linton, which really should have been a yellow card, but. Joe Linton got away 1-2, didn't he? Gareth said, you've got to love Shah for defending his captain. Absolutely. I think so. I think it's great when they do that. Pretty awful team, Everton, rotten to the core, says Geordie Awayman. Murphy really struggling down there. Yeah, Katie right. Rachel's wishing well to Norvik, as is Trulls, and as is Andrew. And Paul here with an interesting use of emojis, which I'm not going to even say, but rhymes with Barclays Bank, I believe, or Barclays Banker. Even more to the point. All new meanings to the word banker's bonus, isn't it? Yeah. Great 10-minute spells for Matt, says Andrew, just before the goal, and after it, nearly had 3. Joe Linton, lucky not to get a second yellow. Don't want to tempt fate. And then tempts fate by saying what he says. So I'm not going to read it, which means he hasn't tempted fate. Murphy off for Anderson, please. Yes, that's a popular opinion at the minute. Why don't we try Miggy playing right side? He plays on the right side, mate. He's left-footed on the right side. He's already playing right side. I think what you mean is why don't we play him left side and see what his crossing would be like? I think that's what you're saying. But Eddie likes his inverted wingers, doesn't he? That's the way he plays. Just seeing a goal from Darwin. Well, I actually missed it. Darwin Núñez. Paulie Mag says, more of the same second half, please. Bruno is going to score tonight. Gordon is a little fanny. Does anyone think we look tired? I thought we looked flat for the first 25. Bruno sparks into life, really. I think he's been sensational again. I really do. Getting more well wishes for Norvik. Gordon is bloody horrible, says Tony. He is. Spider says, come on, boys, more of the same, please. Mickey looks like how he played when he first come, but Bruce destroyed him, says Anders. You're right. Like all others, 6 months later, yep. Aaron says, Anthony Gordon's can't stand him. Don't think anyone can. Of a Newcastle persuasion. What we've got here, it's the Southampton-Bournemouth game. It's a nice header from Shea Adams to give them the lead. Need a second and third goal, says Roach, to see these lot off. Or 1-0 them rats. Might sneak one like Iwobi. Right, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pay a visit to the little boys' room. While I'm there, I'm going to give you a nice little advertising message from our merchandise department. And if there's things you might see, you might like, to pay a visit to the website and see what you can see. So here you go. And when I come back, there'll be a blank screen just while I nip off. and Siphon wants Python.
So let's get down to business. I've been waiting, think I wanna make that move now. Baby, tell me if you like it. Tell me if you like it now. I've been waiting, think I wanna make that move now. Baby, tell me how you like it. Let's get down to business.
That was quick, wasn't it? Teams were out for second half. I rush like Joe 90. Just Joe 90, I'm not sure he rushes, but there you go. Willock is coming on actually at half time, which is an interesting thing to see. I'm going to assume it's for Joe Linton. Although I guess it could be for Murphy as well, but we're going to see now. Nice to see Joe coming on also. And let's hope he can reproduce that the performances he gave against Fulham and Brentford. Is it number 7 number coming up? Indeed it is. Eddie's been listening. I'm sure Eddie's got us on in the dressing room. So Joe Willock replaces Joe Linton. Newcastle attacking the Gallagate. We'll have the centre spot, and off we go. We're off and running in the second half. Ball with Kieran Trippier, little floaty ball down for Miggy, who doesn't get there. He's closed out. Mikolenko plays it inside there for Calvert-Lewin. 2 minutes on it. Error by Botman there. And Calvert-Lewin did take the ball. It was a Wobie. And now it's with Gordon on that far side. Back he goes to Coleman. And Everton have picked the pockets of Newcastle here and have the ball with Onana in the centre pitch. He's been matched up by Longstaff. Back he goes then to Tarkowski. Now it's with Idrissa Gana-Gay. Back down to Tarkowski. Terrible ball from him. And now it's with Bruno forward for Wilson, Miggy. And now it's with Joe Willock, who steps inside, gives it to Botman. Now Bruno again. Being chased, but squares it to Kieran Trippier calmly. Trippier calms it all down and back to Fabian Schär. He goes in the centre circle position. Back to Botman and back to Schär. And Schär's going to look for a little chippy ball for the far side. And it's a great pass to, picks out Jacob Murphy. He's 1-on-1, but Gordon gets back in. Willock with a lovely little bit of skill. Floats it down the bottom, looking for Miggy. Get him. Miggy takes it down. Not well enough, though. And Mikolenko steps in and clears it. Fabian Schär has it now in the centre half position for Newcastle, just inside our half, just outside the centre circle, in fact. Now it's with Sven Botman. Square to Schär. I'm a poet, I don't know it. Schär again with a little ball over the top, looking for the win of Wilson. That's kind of watched there by Tarkowski. He nods it out for a throw-in. And Newcastle have a throw-in deep in the Everton half, maybe 5 or 10 yards from the penalty area on the right-hand side, which I'm guessing Kieran Trippier will be taking. 46 and 41 on the clock. Trippier does take it, in fact, to Miggy. Terrible pass from Miggy, and he's let Anthony Gordon step in, and he's running against Dan Burn and runs past him with ease. Will he keep it in? No, he doesn't. I don't know, you the pub. Tosser. Sven Botman now. A little bit of play from Jacob Murphy, which is good. He pushes it past. He's got pace to burn. Past Connor Cody. Connor Cody's never keeping him. A terrible cross, though. God, he didn't give Wilson a chance to get into the position and under hit it anyway. So Everton can come away from it, and it's with Demarai Gray on the left-hand side. Goes past Trippier with ease, actually. Comes inside him and runs past him. Trippier's struggling to get back into play. Longstaff's actually on the cover for him at the minute. In the right-back position. He's gone past Longstaff with an easy bit of skill. Ball comes back. Cross goal. And there's no one there to pick up. And Joe Willock, in fact, does and runs out of the area. Good play from Demarai Gray, though. halfway line for Willock. He's gone all the way to there. Got a square ball for Miggy and finds him. Now Miggy's going to go. Miggy wants a bit of skill. He wants Trippier. Finally coming up with him now. Goes to Trippier. Trippier with a little cross to the far post. There's no one there in particular. And it's chested down nicely from the right back. Coleman into the arms of Jordan Pickford. When I did that, then I had a bit of a Max Bygraves kind of epitome. I want to tell you a story, but we won't go in that. Young people wouldn't have a clue what I'm on about. Ball inside the Newcastle back line, might be offside. Calvert-Lewin doesn't finish anyway, and the flag goes up in the end for offside. They let him play on, but Pope was equal to it anyway. 48.5 minutes on the clock. Is he offside? Yeah, well offside. The ball is with the magician's feet. Bruno Guimaraes, little square ball to Trippier. Back to Fabian Schär, deep in our half on the edge of the penalty area. No pressure from the Everton forwards. So Sven Botman advances with the ball 15 yards and plays Dan Burn. Back he goes to Botman and then to Fabian Schär. Fabian Schär will go back to Botman. A little bit of pressure with Iwobi, but nothing from Calvert-Lewin. Back to Fabian Schär, and Iwobi's running around like a headless chicken trying to keep up with the ball. Down here for Trippier, he's getting pressure from Demarai Gray. Trippier does step back. It's actually Miggy to Bruno. Then back to Fabian Schär. First time pass over the top, looking for the run of Miggy. He's been watched by the Everton players, and Mikalenko kind of showed him off. And Pickford came to the box, corner of the box, and picked up the ball with ease. And Everton can come away with the ball. Ball there for Demarai Gray on the halfway line. Little touch inside. Mikalenko can get 4 for the first time. There's trouble here from Newcastle. If Burn can get in, he does. Burn does well. Now Willock with a little touch. And then Wilson. And now Bruno Guimaraes. He's pressured all over, but beats his play easily. Brilliant play from Guimaraes. Now Longstaff. Now up wide here for Magalhaen on the right-hand side. Approaching the area. Comes inside for Callum Wilson. Wilson played it square. Willock was sleeping there and lost the ball, but did win it back. Willock steps inside and plays a terrible pass in the direction of Guimaraes, but not accurately enough in the direction of Guimaraes. Shard as well to cut it out brilliantly and comes forward too after falling on the floor. Shard goes past one. Little flick on the right side for Trippier. Cross comes in, looking for Wilson, just slightly over his head. Might fall for Wilson. That could be handball. Overhead kick. Yeah, overhead kick into the midriff. I don't know if it hit his hand, but it didn't get anywhere near the goal because of the block. But good move from Newcastle there. Fabian Schär did really well. But Everton have got the ball and are bringing it away with Seamus Coleman. And now far side, Alex Iwobi steps inside to Anthony Gordon, who's gone a little bit deeper. He just had gone again. Now Anana in the centre circle. A bit tricky. Nice little pass forward, but he's robbed there. Joe Willock robs the ball off Alex Iwobi. Ex-Arsenal colleague, I guess, as well. The ball is with Nick Pope now. And he'll play it out for Fabian Schär. And Newcastle can march forward now with Sean Longstaff, who's deepest at the minute of the midfield players. Now to Miggy. Miggy doesn't want to do too much here. It's in a bad area if he does leave it. He just goes back to Schär calmly and collectively. Now it's with Sean Longstaff. Ball down the line's all from Longstaff, and it's cut out easily by Demarai Gray. And he's shepherding the ball from Trippier. Mikalenko then played it back to Idrissa Gana again. Now it's with Alex Iwobi. Pressured there from Bruno. Back it goes then to James Tarkowski. And then it's in the centre circle, which did well there, Onana, and went past 2 or 3. Nice little movements. Ball through for Calvert-Lewin, and great defending there from Sven Botman. And Calvert-Lewin, who wasn't sharp enough or hasn't played enough games to be sharp enough, and Schär got across and got his foot in the way. But nice little movement now from Everton, especially from Onana. Nice little triangle, nice little 1-2, with Iwobi. Put Calvert-Lewin in, and Schär got across. And it didn't even go for a corner, went for a throw-in. Now we're going to see this handball now, are we? Over a kick. Oh, lucky he didn't hit his hand, it hit his thigh. But his hands were out. So had it hit his hand, it would have been a penalty. However, it didn't. If the dog hadn't stopped to have a shite, it would have caught the rabbit. Anyway, thrown from Everton, a ball, and Iwobi didn't keep that in. But Pope comes out and claims his cross anyway, and they play on from there. Obviously, the ball did stay in. Nick Pope resplendent in all yellow. And he bowls the ball out to Fabian Schär on the edge of the penalty area for Newcastle United. Square he goes then to Sven Botman and then out to Dan Burn. He's been pressured from Anthony Gordon straight away. And Burn comes back to Nick Pope, who picks it up in the penalty area, of course, with his feet. Doesn't pick it up literally. Fabian Schär now has it. Newcastle playing at walking pace in a minute. Not much pressure from the Everton striking attack. And Newcastle can play to and fro with the centre half. Ball for the middle. Lovely little dummy from Miggy, but it didn't work because it didn't go to the Newcastle player, which would have been Callum Wilson. But Newcastle do step in and win the ball back. But in the end, it goes to Mario Gray on this left-hand side for Everton. 2 men on him, Almiron and Trippier. Now it's Onana. Little ball inside. Onana went for the 1-2. Trippier stepped in and took the ball off him. Now it's with Bruno. Well played, Kieran. Kieran's Trippier did well there. And Bruno did well to win the throw-in off Idrissa. And it'll be a throw-in to Newcastle in the right-back area. Can't play from Bruno. Excuse me. Still 1-0 to Newcastle. 53 minutes and 25 seconds on the clock. And it'll be a throw into Newcastle in the right back area. Frank Lampard's now put his jacket on. Must be cold. Anyway, Fabian Schär in the centre circle. Played it square for Dan Burn on the left-hand side. Little ball over the top from Murphy. That's not going to be good enough for him, I don't think. It might be, but Coleman does really well. Step inside, but his header ain't great. Wilson, square ball. Oh, he's a little towards him. Too long. Other one's there again. Tried the same shot again. It was only just that far over the top with a curved effort. It was the same shot. Coleman's mistake gave it him. I felt he could have played it inside for Longstaff. He went for the shot himself. I actually thought the ball before should have gone to Longstaff because I think he was through on goal. The header was terrible from Coleman. The ball there to Longstaff should have been, and he'd have been in, but he came to Almiron further out. Tried the same shot again, and this time was overhit slightly, and he's just that far over the top. Would have been a carbon copy of the first goal. It literally is that far over the top. Get further away each time. And Pickford was nowhere near it. Miggy's very confident at the moment. It's great to see. He's a massive asset when he's in this form. It's a free kick to Everton in the midway inside the Newcastle half, and Calvert-Lewin's down. I think he's about to receive some treatment. His heels are getting up. Yeah, looks like a free kick to Everton. Didn't see what happened there because they were showing the replay of the Miggy shot, and we didn't see what happened to cause this free kick. But at the minute, we've got cameras straight on Frank Lampard. Nothing on the pitch at all. Calvert-Lewin's okay to continue anyway. I don't know what's happening. Here's a free kick. High line from Newcastle, obviously. It's about 45 yards out. Little float over the top, looking for an Everton head. Doesn't find one. But it's back with Everton with Iwobi. And now down here for Mikalenko. Mikalenko's looking for a cross on the far side. The person that's nearest to is Gordon. But instead, it's gone right out for a play. For a throw into Newcastle. Overhit from Mikalenko. And Newcastle will be able to get rid of it now. Although the throwing weren't great, but Willock has got it. Willock does well, plays it back then to Fabian Schär. Ball, nice pass to Almiron. Got Trippier down the side. A good tackle there from Onana. Takes the ball off Miggy, and great stepping in from Longstaff. Didn't give Gray a second to control the ball, and there's a foul on Almiron. Well, not a foul on Almiron, but he's injured. He's holding his backside. And Onana's laughing. Tosser. Oh, he could play the ball, but his course is as he's fell, his arse has fell on Onana's boots, and that's what's hurt him, I think. It wasn't a free kick. He slid across, won the ball well, Onana, to be fair to him. It wasn't a foul. It was just the way he's landed, Almiron. His arse has fell on the boot of a nasty injury. A nasty kind of... It's not going to keep him from playing, I think. But he'll have a nice bruise there in the morning, that's for certain. They're showing his goal again now. First time. It's a fantastic strike. It really is. It really is. Miggy's pulled back to his feet. I don't know if he's going to go off the pitch or not. It's not the kind of injury that you can be treated with in front of 52,000 people. A sore arse, is it? Let's be honest. He's limping like he's... thought he was going to break wind and didn't kind of walk. But he's gone off the pitch. He'll come back on again, I think. And on he comes now. Everton do have the ball, though. The camera's gone straight to Miggy, but it's in the centre circle with Idrissa Gana Gay and now Onana, and back to Idrissa Gana Gay. And then back to Onana again. And Onana's in the centre circle, being monitored by Bruno. He's gone for a floaty ball over the top. Never going to get Gordon in the air there, but Burns' header weren't great. Iwobi has it. Nice ball out here looking for Gray, stretching the play. Cuts inside. Miggy stuck her foot out, but Gray's gone for a cross to the far post again. That's overhit by Mile again. Did well, Gordon, actually, to get his foot on that and bring it back into the area. I thought it overhit that. Anyway, Wilson's in a challenge with... That's great play from Wilson to get any kind of part of his body on the ball, but he was pushed by the Everton player. The referee didn't buy it, and Everton have the ball now in the centre circle with Tarkowski, and then he goes wide then to Cody, Gay, and wide to Coleman. Ball will come down the line. There's a footed Newcastle player there. Byrne will get it. Byrne calmly, as you like, takes it away from Gordon and plays it down the line, looking for the run, but it's gone out of play. Byrne does look very kind of... What's the word for it? He's very... Not clumsy, isn't the word. He's not naturally in his habitat, is he, at left back? Let's be honest. But for some reason, Eddie Howe keeps picking him there. And Everton's physicality, again, might be part of it. Matt Target, probably not 100%. I don't know what's wrong with Matt Target. Perhaps he's not quite 100%, but Everton have the ball. Onana, the little bit of trickery, doesn't get away from Longstaff. Miggy gets a foot in, and it's back now with Gay, who's approaching the centre circle. In the centre circle now, a little ball forward for Iwobi. But Iwobi will come for Gray. Newcastle look a bit stretched here. Gray's against Trippier. Ball across the area. It's a good one, but no one jumped in it. Gordon will retrieve it on the far side, being marked by Bird. Back it goes to Coleman. He'll come inside for Idris Gay. Idris Gay will probably come to Onana. Now he goes forward looking for a ball, and it's intercepted by Cher. And he's fouled there, Cher. There should be a free kick to Newcastle there because there was a foot left in. Might have been from Calvert-Lewin. Cher did well to step in, take the ball away, and he was fouled on the way out. And was it Calvert-Lewin? Yes, it was. That's a yellow card. You've already been... Come on, ref. That's worse than what Joe Linton did. That's a second yellow for Calvert-Lewin, and the referee's totally ignored it, just as he did before. But he's done it on more than one occasion. Anyway, Botman has it. Square to Cher, back to Botman. And he won't be again doing that run around kind of thing where he's back to fourth. Backward and forwards all the time. Again, it's gone back to Botman. He's not getting the forfeit again. He's going to let Calvert-Lewin go across. And Calvert-Lewin doesn't really make the effort. Trippier has it now, down the line. Dummy there from Longstaff. Little ball, there's a foul there. The referee doesn't allow it. Mickey was pulled back, but the referee plays on. Calvert-Lewin has it now in the left side position. And there's a great tackle from Trippier off Calvert-Lewin for a throw to Newcastle. Calvert-Lewin is mightily distraught for that. But he's been made a mug of there from the England right back and the Newcastle captain. I think Eddie Howe and Jason Tindall are discussing substitutions here. Guimaraes with the ball, that the best one he's made all night, and Everton, he does get ahead on it and get it back. Longstaff now has agriculturally carved it in the air through the pit, get pressure there. Murphy pressurising Coleman, back to Coleman. Should be some pressure here on Pickford. Pickford did remarkably well there to control that ball and get it away because it was a terrible ball to control. And Everton look panic-stricken whenever the ball is in that neck of the woods in their area. And it's a throw to Newcastle, which the ball is with Willock. And back it goes then to Byrne. Willock has it now. Sorry, Botman has it now. And now square then to Cher. Byrne is way advanced and is now coming back into position in the left back position. Cher dummies to go to Botman and comes inside. Ball inside. Miggy's first touch was heavy and the ball was took off him. And now it's with Damari Gray on the halfway line. Back then to Mikalenko. And then square again to Onana. Onana goes past one, goes past another, been pressurised by Sean Longstaff, plays it to Damari Gray. He slips it back to Mikalenko and then back to the centre halves. Tarkowski over across to Conor Cody, has a bit of space, but there's pressure coming in from Murphy now, and he steps inside Murphy and plays it out to Coleman, back to Cody. A little bit of one-touch football there with the Everton defenders amongst each other. Coleman has it, back again to Cody, and he'll go all the way back to Jordan Pickford. And he'll clear it long, looking chipped over the top for Mikalenko. Mikalenko takes it down, gets lucky with a ricochet because he was robbed there from Longstaff. Longstaff gets it again, deflects it out for throw into Everton on their right, left side, of course. There's two balls on the pitch at the minute. They've retrieved one, and Everton are playing with the one with Conor Cody in the centre position, being marched up by Callum Wilson. Square he goes. There's pressure on. Miggy's putting pressure on Tarkowski. Nearly got the ball off him there, Miggy. But Everton do come away with it. Longstaff now approaches Alex Iwobi. Now to Mikalenko. Everton looking a bit more enterprising at the precise moment. Tried to slip Gray in, but Trippier was alive to that. Intercepted. Ball from Longstaff isn't the greatest. Stepped in. Oh, dear me. Well won by Tarkowski. Went through Grimares there. It's with Iwobi on the now Gordon, little back flick. Burns got to be alive there. Iwobi's been forced wide. Back it goes there. Gordon almost got it. Newcastle can clear it now. But for a moment there was a bit of a panic stations in the Newcastle area, and it was hastily cleared away for a throw into Everton. But nice bit of play. They look a bit, they're more enterprising going forward in Everton. Demarai Gray starting to get into the game more, and they're looking a little bit more dangerous at the precise moment in time. But at the minute, it's back in the defence, and it's with just a Ghana Gay. And he plays it inside for Onana. He does get in there again. He's held back. Yellow card there all day long. Callum Wilson was through. I don't think he'll get a red card for that. No, it's a yellow. Now, had it been someone with speed, with express speed, but Wilson is brilliant to get in there. It's a blatant tug. I don't know. I mean, when you think who the Everton centre halves are, that could, you could make a case for Callum Wilson being through on goal there. They're quite a long way out, but Tarkowski's slow, and so is Cody. Yeah, strange that. It's a free kick to Newcastle. It's way too far for a shot. We're looking 40 yards, 45 yards maybe. But Kieran Trippier is looking at it for obviously a chip into the box. Dave Bullman says, need to get a hold of the game. Everton much better second half. We look very quiet. Anyway, the ball's gone in the air. It's over here, I think. No, it's a header from Tarkowski. We'll go. Well, Tarkowski got his head on it, and he must have hit a Newcastle player because it's gone for a goal kick. But it must have deflected off the back person, did it? No, it didn't hit any of them. It went between all of them. Tarkowski, he touched that. It's a corner. It's a fucking corner. Pathetic. Goal kick was a decision, and Pickford's about to take it. Long he goes, looking for the head of Calvert-Lewin. Well beaten there from Cher. Cher's gone down, just for a change. Is it Cher? Head injury, yeah, it's not play. I'm not sure who it is. It's usually Cher. I think it's Bobman this time. Yeah, it's definitely, I'm pretty sure it's Sven Bobman. Noble leap for him. Onana's come across to console with him, but I think he's okay. And Calvert-Lewin with the elbow in the face. Christ all right. I do hope that the VAR are looking at that. That's the most blatant elbow you'll see. Oh, Jesus Christ. Getting away with murder, Calvert-Lewin. That's about the fourth offence he's committed. Booked for the first one. We're playing on anyway. The board is with James Tarkowski. Short of the centre circle. Bit of pressure. Chips over the top. Looking for Calvert-Lewin. It goes to Demarai Gray off Calvert-Lewin. He goes back for Idrissa Gana Gay. Square to Onana. Bruno's on his case. Back it goes then to Connor Cody. Halfway line with the ball at the minute. Square it goes again then to Seamus Coleman straight out of play. Must have been off a Newcastle foot because it's an Everton throw-in. Back it goes then, all the way back to Connor Cody. And square to James Tarkowski, who's got a lot of space to move into, but will take him 3 light years to do it. And he is approaching it now. And he goes square then to Mikalenko. Back to Tarkowski, trying to pull Newcastle out, which obviously isn't going to happen with 1 up. So, a bit of pressure coming now, and Miggy gets a foot in. And it's another throw into Everton. And the ball's back now with Tarkowski again. He'll go square to Connor Cody. He's got a lot of space to run into here. 67 on the clock, so we're halfway through the second half for it virtually. Onana has the ball now. He'll probably come all the way back here then to Tarkowski. He goes forward then to Idrissa Gana Gay. Back to Tarkowski. Possession football at the minute from Everton. Sooner or later they're going to have to come forward, and now they do. It's with Demarai Gray now. Approached by Trippier. Foot in from Miggy, straight out of play. All the little ricochets are falling Everton's way at the minute. Mikalenko will take the throw in. The ball, the ball was in play now. The camera's on Lampard there. Lovely little backflip from Mahrez. Onana steps inside though, and there'll be a free kick to Newcastle for an offside, I think. Indeed, it is. Well, it's a very marginal one, but it is offside. Calvert-Lewin. Ball is with Fabian Schär. Been a very similar, actually, to the first half. First 25 minutes of the first half was like this. Very cagey. Everton gave as good as they got. In fact, maybe a little bit. And this second half, maybe a little bit better. Guimaraes with a little flick there, lovely one too. Murphy being chased by Gordon. Gordon he's too strong for Gordon this time. Ball through for Wilson. Great touch from Wilson. Wilson coming wide here. Almiron inside must score. It wasn't Almiron. It was Trippier and then Almiron. Now it's Willock. And we'll get a corner out of that. Last ditch defending from Everton. But a great move from Newcastle there. Murphy did brilliantly there that time. Guimaraes set him away with a fantastic little flick. Murphy was too strong for Gordon. Great ball for Wilson. Great control from Wilson. Wilson played it for Trippier. Ball inside with them for Almiron, but good defending from Everton. It fell for Willock. Tarkowski did well in the first place, and I think it's Cody with the second one, second block. Two old war horses in the centre half positions for Everton, doing them, just doing them, good job there. The big men are in the box. Garner Gay's marking Botman. That seems like a real mismatch, if you ask me. So we get the ball near his head. This could come up trumps, because Garner Gay's about a foot smaller than him. Anyway, in swinger from Trippier, and it's on the head of Onana Mountain. Back to Trippier it comes. First time control. Very high cross. Looking for the far post, and it's out of play, in fact. And Shea nearly hurt himself trying to control it. And here comes Ryan Fraser and Elliot Anderson. Strange enough, the two of them are coming on together. So I'm going to say it's going to be Murphy and probably Miggy. It's Elliot Anderson's on for Murphy, so he's going to go to the left. Eddie Howe shouted at someone to go down. Interesting. Murphy's clapping the crowd, and apart from the last 5 minutes, he's been not his usual, well, I'll say usual self. Not been as good as he has the past few weeks. But Murphy's off for... Somebody's injured at the minute, and there's a bit of confusion about who's going off and who's staying on. Yeah, Fabian Schär with his daily injury. He's down because I think he stretched the ball there at the far... Well, it was way past the far post, actually. I think he may have hurt his ankle or his foul funny. It'll be bad if Schär can't come on. But we're 70 minutes, well, getting on for 71 minutes in the game. Graham Jones has made his way down to the bench now, which, of course, he spends the first half in the stands. Looks like cramp, actually, for Schär. Given the way he was the other day, I'm not surprised. He put a shift in at Old Trafford, didn't he, Fabian Schär? And again, tonight it's been fantastic. So the players are taking advantage of the break in place, take a drink, and so shall I. And so shall I. Yeah, Fabian Schär stretched the ball there, and I think you've got a little bit of cramp. .71.5 minutes gone. Elliot Anderson and Ryan Fraser are going to come on. This will be interesting to see how we line up now. I don't know if Fraser's going to come to the right. Possible, I guess. I think Miggy will be off, and I think Murphy will be off. Murphy's off for Anderson. Anderson's going to go out to the left. And Elliot Anderson comes on with a Scottish flag next to his name, of course. And Miggy is the person going off. The bit difference between the two sides at the minute with that fantastic strike in the first half. Clapping all corners of St James's Park and receiving the love back from the fans too. And Ron Fraser will step onto this right side, I guess. So the inverted wingers look like going to be put to the bed for the night. And we have a right-footed player on the right side and left-footed player on the left side, if that's the way we're going to play. What a goal that is, though. We'll never get sick of watching that goal. Never get sick of watching that goal. So the change, Calvert-Lewin's off also. Amazed he hasn't been sent off tonight, if I'm perfectly honest. And Neil Mopay's come on for him, and he's a right little shyster too, isn't he? Let's be honest. So Mopay for Calvert-Lewin for Everton. After all his substitutions, soon, and Iwobi, is he going off too? Not sure if he's or not. He's off, and James Garner's on. The ex-Man United player, and not the bloke from the Watford Files, I hasten to add. Or the Great Escape for that matter. Anyway, football's breaking out at last. Onana wins the ball in the air over Sean Longstaff. The ball is with Damari Gray. Back it goes then to James Garner. First touch was a good one. Garner gets it again, and he plays it into the centre circle where Connor Cody picks it up and plays it square for Idrissa Gana Gueye. He comes back for Garner. Looks like a sort of busy player who wants the ball at all opportunities. A deep lying midfield player by the look of things. Getting the ball and moving it on kind of player. Like a Ray Wilkins was back in the day. Now it's with Garner again. This can be awkward because we've got a Garner Gueye and Garner. Crikey O'Reilly. Now it's with Tarkowski. Long ball looking for the run of... Pope's come all the way out and gets there, luckily. And Anderson on Coleman. But the ball goes back then. Now it's with Coleman again. Pope probably back now. Little flick. Botman's header's awkward and Gordon gets in it. But the ball is taken off him. And a ball looking for Coleman is overhit and goes out for throw-in to Newcastle United. And we have 74 and 16 on the clock. Still an odd goal in it. That fantastic goal from Miguel Almiron. And Cher is still limping, I have to say. Will we ever get a game without a Fabian Cher injury? That's the question I'd like to ask myself and you lot out there. Dan Burn has it. Nice. Well, it's not a nice ball at all because Garner picks it up and Everton are on the front foot here. It's with Gordon on the far side, cross looking for the in the air for Gray, but Pope steps out, claims it. He's been very good tonight, Pope, I've got to say. He's followed through his decisions and, he's not backed out of anything. He's been very domineering in this area also. But the ball is with Fen Botman and square. He comes down the bottom for Fabian Cher. This will see what his cramps like. He's moving quite freely, actually, and plays the ball to the far side as he over. That's a fantastic pass from Fabian Cher. Full width of the pitch to Anderson on his right foot. Cuts inside Coleman. Might play a little square. Goes in the side, in fact, and tackles himself in the end. And Garner Gueye almost gets in. And he's fouled there by Gordon. And that'll be a free kick to Newcastle. And it could be another yellow card here. Surely to God. Yeah, foul on Anderson, and that's a yellow card again. Gordon's, thought he was reaching for his pocket there, but he's not. He's gone for the paint. 75-46 on the clock. Anderson lost it, got it back. That's a yellow card. I'm sorry. You cannot just hoof someone in the shin and get away with it just because you've been booked. Bearing in mind, he wasn't booked for the scissor tackle on Joe Linton. He wasn't booked for the dive in the area. Free kick to Newcastle that Kieran Trippier will take. A little rant about... the ref's been too lenient tonight, in my opinion. I honestly do think that. He was lenient on Joe Linton, granted. But he's let Gordon and Calvert-Lewin get away. No! Oh, Joe wouldn't have got a flick on it, just wide of the post. No one could run the far post, could tap it in. Dan Burn was nearest, but he didn't make it. Might have been a flag on, but a little flick from Willock just went wide. Dan Burn couldn't get in because he was being shepherded away from the ball from Onana. He's had a great game as well, Onana, to be fair. I'll keep saying it, he's a mountain. Pickford's clearance ain't the greatest, and Bruno Guimaraes gets headed on it. Back it goes into the Everton half with Cody, then square to Tarkowski. Tarkowski then goes to Idrissa Gana Gueye. Square to Coleman. Back again to Cody, and he'll probably give it to James Garner. Mikolenko. Back inside for Garner again, and then square to Cody, who has a little bit of space to move into. Trying to move over the top, but Newcastle alive to that. Nick Pope's gone all the way out to the corner of the area. Wanted to run out of play, and in the end it does. Mope tried to push him off the ball, but couldn't. And it's a throw into Newcastle deep. In our half, it's level with the penalty area, in fact. Looks like there's going to be more changes being made, is there? The game is stopped for a second. Is there going to be another sub? Looks like there is. Yes, Anthony Gordon's coming off before. Another one that should have been sent off, not fucking substituted. The ball's with Onana, and now it's been cleared forward from Newcastle. Pressurised, pushes the ball all the way back to Connor Cody. He's got James Garner square of him. And there it is now with James Garner. Square it goes then to Mikalenko. Halfway line with the ball for Everton. Back inside for Garner. A forward pass looking for the run on the far side of Coleman. Dan Burn's equal to that. Nods it forward to Elliot Anderson. Anderson gets it under control. Plays it back to Burn. Burn slips it forward to Anderson, who followed the ball and lost the ball, in fact. And Everton can come forward again. It's with Onana. Anderson trying to pressurise but can't. And Everton do come forward with just again, but they've gone backwards again. And square from Cody to Tarkowski. And Bruno is brilliant to win the ball back there. Fantastic tackle. Longstaff plays Trippier into a little bit of trouble. Trippier's calm as you like. Back to Nick Pope in the goal, and he's cleared it down the pitch, looking for Wilson, who's been fouled by Tarkowski, but the referee plays on. The header from Guimaraes falls into the chest of Onana, and Everton can break here. And in fact, Gordon hasn't been taken off. He's coming to the left-hand side. I thought he'd been taken off. But Newcastle do win the ball back. Fabian Schär has it in a minute. And he played it forward for Callum Wilson, who's fouled there terribly. But they've played the advantage because Fabian Schär has carried on his run. They think it'll be very for his cramp. And it's slid away for a throw into Newcastle. Foul on Wilson there as well. I don't know how. Hopefully Callum's okay. Fabian Schär, of course, testing his hamstrings out, running forward. And Kieran Trippier has a throw in. Inside it goes then, looking for Longstaff. It's Ryan Fraser now on his far side. Gets a corner out of it. Well played, Ryan Fraser. No skill at least. But there you go. It's a throw into Newcastle. 80 minutes on the clock. Kieran Trippier is going to in-swing this one. Outswing, isn't it, with the right footer? Newcastle's sixth corner against Everton's one. I'm not sure who's in the box. I don't know if we put Botman and Schär are certainly there. Longstaff's certainly there. And Trippier's floated in now. It's a deep one, edge of the area. Botman's header. Looking for the hands! Straight from Schär into the arms of Trex. Trex and Callum Wilson having a bit of a scuffle. Pickford will roll it out. He does do. He's fold it out to the far side. And it's with Idrissa Gana Gueye. He comes inside. Newcastle have set up in two lines of four at the minute. In fact, a 4 and a 5, actually. Leaving Callum Wilson front of his own. So it's 4-3-3 in attack, 4-5-1 we're defending. And we're just saying to us, come and break us down, Everton. Tarkowski with a little ball over the top, looking for the win of Onana, who's made a very advanced run. Trippier's with him, brilliantly defended. Gordon did well, but got nowhere with it. The clearance is a bit odd. Bruno Guimaraes has tried to head it back to the keeper, and in fact, he's headed it for a corner. Maybe not the area to do that, Bruno. He apologises for his error. We'll give Everton a set piece here. Their second corner of the game. And the corner's cleared. So we didn't fall for that. And now Mikalenko's taking the throw in. Back it goes then to James Garner. All the way back then to Jordan Pickford, who's halfway inside his half. He's launched it forward, looking for the head of Tarkowski, and it's won in the air by Cher. Grimares is really well, but he's lost it to Onana, but the referee gives a free kick to Newcastle. Grimares is fantastic tonight. It's been a bit quiet the second half, but we've been on the back foot second half. "13 attempts on goal for us, 4 on target, and just 1 attempt for Everton. So for all the enterprising play, they've not really broke through at all. Well, obviously we've defended really well, haven't we? Again, that's the way we've been playing this year. Anyway, the ball's gone forward over the head of everyone. The bounce beat whoever it is on the far side. I think it's Anderson. Gone for a throw in. 83 minutes and 20 on the clock. Still a goal to nil. Still plenty of meat in this game. We need another goal. Just to close it off, Coleman's cleared it. Dan Burn should win this. And Botman wins it. Looking for the head for Anderson. Gets it. Can he get behind there, Wilson? Wilson does have it. Corner of the area. We'll look for a pass. It's almost great. Oh, Willock was snatching, leaning back. First time. Blasts it into the goal gate. Callum Wilson's been very good the past 20 minutes, I've got to say. He's holding up the ball superbly well. He's given the centre-halves not a time to rest. When it matters, that is. And he almost set up a great chance there for Willock. But again, he was leaning back and hoofed it over the bar. Ball's gone forward from Pickford. And it's with Onana being pressurised from Longstaff. Now it's Garner. Now square to Idrissa Gana Gueye, pressured by Willock. They could come unstuck here, Everton, but all the way back to Pickford it goes. Pickford now clears it up the pitch. All the way back then to Nick Pope, who takes as much time as he can. Mopé comes and makes him pick it up. And Pope does so. 84 and 42 on the clock. Still 1-0 to Newcastle. And at the minute, it's with Sven Botman. Been chased by Mopé. Square to Burn. Nice pass there to Willock. Willock turns. Willock goes forward, gets fouled, goes inside another one. Brilliant play from Willock. Must give it Anderson. He does. Anderson's got some space moving to him on the left-hand side. Ball is a strange cross, but Willock! Oh, great attempt. Great attack between Elliot Anderson and Willock. Willock did superbly there. Willock approached, give the ball to Anderson, went for the return, leapt really well, but just couldn't get above the ball and couldn't direct it goalwards either. But a nice effort. 682 in the chat. If you haven't given us a like, please do so. And if you're new to the channel, hit us with a subscription. Any new watchers out there? And here's Chris Wood looking like he's about to enter the fray. So Callum Wilson's getting an extra few minutes each game. It looks like he's going to be on for Callum Wilson. He's lasted 85 minutes today. Good performance from Callum today. Much better than, say much better. He's been playing well, but just not getting the service. But tonight he's fed on scraps and he's given the two centre halves a real win around. Off he goes. 2 replaced by Chris Wood. He's applauding him off also. And Chris Wood are now about to attempt to join in a race with Tarkowski and Connor Cody. Could be the world's longest 100-metre race, this one. So Wood's on for Wilson. 86 on the clock. More height, of course, for defensive situations too. Grimares has lost out to James Garner there. There was a handball in there, but the referee played on. Mikolenko's gone outside of Ryan Fraser. Trippier stepped in, wanted to throw, didn't get it, but James Garner has it now in a kind of right-back position, a left-back position. So Idrissa Gana Gueye almost lost the ball. Square though it goes to Connor Cody. He's coming forward, knowing he's not going to get the pressure that he had before, but the pass was way over hit and rolls all the way through then. So Nick Pope in the Newcastle goal. Still 1-0 to Newcastle. The cameras are too keen to be showing pictures of the managers, I've got to say, and especially Lampard. The camera's been on him for the last 30 seconds, so there's no action to report as such. Nick Pope's about to take a goal kick. Which is taking his time taking, and who can blame him? Anyway, long it goes. Looking for the head of Chris Wood. Chris Wood jumps about 5 seconds too early, and Everton could come away with it. But they don't, because Elliot Anderson steps in. He's going against two of them. He's going against McNeil and Coleman, and he gets a corner. Well played, Eddie Anderson. Tried to get a cross in, come off the knee of Coleman, out for the corner it went. How enterprising are we going to be for this corner? Well, it looks like Anderson might be taking. He's going to take it now. He's going to step into the area. Kieran Trippier. Well, Dan Burn's gone forward, so that answers your question. We are sending players forward, maybe to get a second. There's Burn and Wood. Bruno's gone into the box. We know what's happened there before. Trippier's gone across to the far side and he's being clapped. And we turn the applause to the people there in the Gallagher Strawberry corner. So the cross going to cross from Trippier. In swinger it will be. Here's an in swinger straight, looking for a Newcastle head. Nearly found one also. We're going to call to the edge of the area. Ryan Fraser steps in. Eddie Anderson's, that's a foul, referee, or his own player. Willock has it just really calmly and plays it out here wide then to Anderson. Now Bruno Kamares, now Anderson again inside for a little 1-2, little foul there as well. Oh, these little niggles from Everton. I think Ryan Fraser has had a bad one there. Yellow card for Tarkowski. And Tarkowski can't understand why he's being booked for a tackle that we're going to see again. Ryan Fraser's hurt here. Little ball from Anderson. It was long. Oh, dear me. That's a red card again. Treading on his ankle. My God. And that'll be Fraser. If Fraser gets it from that, a small bloke like Fraser against a huge bloke like Tarkowski, all his weight on Fraser's ankle. Cool, blimey, that's a bad one. And VAR not interested in looking at things like that anymore, but it seems. Anyway, it's a free kick in a very, very, very advanced position. Larry thinks Lampard could be sacked in the morning, and that's why they keep showing him. I don't think so. I think they're doing quite well, actually, compared to what everyone thought, didn't they? So I don't think he's under any stress managerially wise. Everton, quite a bit advanced to where people thought they'd be at the minute. So here's the corner. It's not a corner, it's a goal. It's a free kick. I'll get there eventually. But it's cleared from Everton, and Mope has it, and Bruno robs him. But the ball's cleared. It's back in with Mikalenko, back to Pickford. He's getting a bit of pressure on Fraser, who's okay, actually. He's running quite freely. Probably freer than when he got injured. Tarkowski leaps for the air, wins the ball. Longstaff then nods it back. Wood wins it in the air. Willock sliced it terribly, and Trippier picks it up for him. No way Fraser wins that in the air. Longstaff has it. Back against Trippier. Trippier does really well to hold on to it and play it wide for Fraser. He's fouled again there, Fraser. It looks like it's a battery mission on Brian Fraser. We've got 6 minutes of added time, folks. 6 minutes, of which we're into the first now. Man of the match is Miguel Imran, of course, for that fantastic goal. And for a change, they show a picture of Miggy, and he's smiling. Throwing to Everton deep in their half in the right-hand corner, left-hand corner, of course, it would be for them, won't it? Mikalenko will take it. And now we're showing pictures of Miggy for 10 minutes. Mikalenko's gone long down, looking for Gordon, loses in the air. Now it's with Willock, little ball from Bruno. He's got men on him, but there's money manufactures a ball for Longstaff. Anderson should have shot first time, didn't, took a touch. And last up, Gaspy's fending from Connor Cody, stopped him from getting a shot on target. We'll get a corner for that. But I think Elliott could have been a bit more, he should have gone first time. He should have gone there and didn't. He should have gone with after his first touch, he took a hesitation and Cody got across and managed to block it for a corner. 91 and 25, so there's 4.5 minutes to go of the injury time. Ryan Fraser taking the corner. And it's an outswinger. Looking for a Newcastle head, didn't find one. We're looking for peeling for hands, but borders with Newcastle. Back here with Dan Bird, who didn't go forward that time, and all the way back to Nick Pope, who will be pressured from Mope, I think. Pope's kicked it first time, and we know what Pope's kicking ain't the greatest. This time he manages to do a good one, but Everton do win the ball back and can come forward now. And it's with James Garner, I believe, and now square it comes then to Mikalenko. And Everton now, a little trick from Gordon didn't work. It's a throw into Newcastle. And Gordon's been absolutely dog shit tonight and he's got a face like a smacked ass. And if he was to get an advertising campaign, I'd expect him to go to someone like Top X or something like that. You know what I mean? Spot removers. Got a face like a pepperoni. Let's be honest, pepperoni pizza. Trippier has the ball. Little flick on there from Chris Wood to no one in particular. in trying to keep it in, which it would have been an Everton throw-in, Gordon's hoofed it out for a Newcastle throw-in. Not very clever, Anthony. Not very clever. And now Trippier will take it. And it's gone out for throwing off Chris Wood, who controlled it like he was wearing something else. I don't know. Newcastle have the ball, but we've lost it. Fraser does get it back, but can't stop the ball going for a throw into Everton. All the way back then to Pickford, and then further wide it goes then. Botman almost got in trouble there. Pope should have come out for that, didn't, and Shea cleared it. 93.5 minutes on the clock. And Everton are trying now to get forward as quickly as possible. But once again, they go backwards to Tarkowski and back to Pickford. Pickford will probably go long. He does. There's the long ball looking for Everton head, which Fabian Shea gets his head to. Ryan Fraser wins a ball in the air and gets a free kick too. Foul from James Garner. Clash of heads by the look of it. So we're going to have more added time now, but 94 minutes have gone and we've got 6 minutes of injury time, haven't we? Tell you later, Jules. So Fraser won a ball in the air, which is something we don't see very often. But he's up now after the head injury. We did get a free kick for that, which was aimless. It was aimless because it was in the direction of Chris Wood, of course. 95 minutes have gone. I guess we're going to get another minute on top of the 6. So Pickford's cleared it down the pitch. Onana's playing much more advanced now. Mistimed his jump terribly and Shea cleared it. Chris Wood, Christ. Took him 30 seconds to get back to one on top position. Anyway, Pickford's cleared it again. Again, looking for a head, but Botman will have that. Not the greatest head in the world from Botman because it's gone wide and Seamus Coleman has it, and he's gone backwards for Connor Cody. Connor Cody's back to Jordan Pickford, who's now playing as a sweeper, really. Pressure from Chris Wood, but it took him forever to get there, as usual. 3 heads go for it. Nick Pope should have come out again and didn't. And an awkward clearance from Sven Botman. Tarkowski wins it, but we get a free kick for that, for Tarkowski again. If he's gone in with his elbow there, then referee, that's yellow card, surely. The 96 minutes are actually up. But we had a minute for injuries for that head injury to Fraser and James Garner. And we've got another injury now. Tarkowski's gone ploughing into somebody and someone's down this. 3 guesses. It's Fabian Shea, of course it is. And Fabian Shea is getting up like a boxer that's been smacked by Mike Tyson, but he's bravely carrying on. Ashley Cole in the background there. Never done well in Newcastle, really, has he? Or if he's been to Newcastle, he's never held on to what he's got from there. So, if you know what I mean. And of course, who can forget Sissoko's debut against him, where he was took to the cleaners. Anyhow, Jordan Pickford. Nick Pope's got a Newcastle free kick, and down the field he goes. 96-48. Flick on from Anderson goes nowhere in particular. The throw into Everton in their right back position that Seamus Coleman will take. Going to go down the line short. No, he goes inside looking for Dishagan again. He's fouled from Bruno. It's a good foul to give because it's deep in their territory. 97 on the clock now. So we've had a minute on top of the minute, 6 minutes. Chris Wood stands on the ball, which is very professional. Ball's cleared, and it looks like the full-time whistle's gone, and Newcastle United win by 1-0. Fantastic result for us. that'll push us up the table depending on other results. Great goal to win the game, a goal worthy of winning any game. He's hugging John Joe at the minute. All the players are ecstatic in the middle of the park. The Everton players not so. Everton weren't great, let's be honest. But they did kind of make it hard for us. And it was only a fantastic goal that separated the two teams in the end. Second half was very flat, in fact. Everton couldn't break us down, and we weren't particularly bothered. 1 or 2 chances we could have scored from, but Bruno Guimaraes was the best player on the pitch by country mile once again, with a fantastic performance, especially that little 10-minute cameo 20-minute cameo before half-time, where some of the things he was doing was mind-blowingly fantastic. 1-0 is good enough for me. I'll take 1-0 all day long. So that's a great result. We'll take some comments before we end the stream. Let's go back a little bit. Let's go from there. Nice Billy Boy, says Rigmola, class commentary. Cheers, mate. Owl Howl says Miggy's better than Grealish. I can't disagree with you. We have a Geordie in Croatia in Alex. Hi, Alex. Hope you're well. Josh is saying thanks for that. Richard says, well done, Billy in Georgia. So thanks, mate. Appreciate that very much. Ken says, I said put them to the sword, Billy, which takes me to the opening line of a favourite song. Throw down your swords. The fight is done and over. Indeed. Dave Bullman says, Charter Beast, only cost 3 million or so. Martian Leader, thank you, Billy, Miggy and Mods. Paul James says, cheers, Billy, great job, mate. And Winston says, see you tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow we've got the review of this game, I guess. And then Friday we have the Spurs preview and TTR Friday. Rigmarole says, thank you to the mods, indeed. Thank you to all the mods, as always. Bath North East, Billy Chat mods, lovely win. Thanks. Brilliant. That's what we want, Bath. 3 points. The players are going around the pitch now applauding. Jan Byrne looks ecstatic with his night's work. Anthony says, great commentary always, Billy. Thanks, mate. Alex says, but I'm pure brez. Gary says, sometimes you have to do it the hard way. 3 points, clean sheet. Yes, indeed. Man United are beating Spurs at the minute, which ain't a great result for us. Liverpool are beating West Ham. Brentford 0, Chelsea 0. Southampton have beaten Bournemouth down there. Man United beating Spurs is not the result we wanted. Spurs are letting us down here. We could have gone up a place here, but we're closing on Chelsea, aren't we? So it's all good. Just need Spurs to equalise, don't we? That's what we want. Paul says, well done, Billy. Excellent commentary again. Thanks, mate. Appreciate that. Washing hands there from Kande, which means clapping, of course. Cliff says, great commentary, Billy. Thanks, mate. Rachel says, well done, Billy. Great as always. Thanks, Rach. Alan says, hard earned 3 points. Sometimes you've got to win scruffy. Absolutely. Absolutely. Miggy Ballon d'Or when? Interesting question. But as things stand at the minute, we're still in 6th. 2 points clear of Liverpool, who are in 7th, and Everton down in 15th. So, yeah, despite having what I thought was a good start of the season, they've only won 2 games. So maybe Lampard is under a little bit of pressure, but I wouldn't have thought so, given where they were last year. Harry Punny says, great commentary. Thanks, mate. David Grimmer says, 33 points. That will do. Yep. Phil Gow says, great job, Billy. Thanks, Phil. Much appreciated. They had one shot, yeah. They were competitive in the middle of the park, weren't they? But, they didn't really have the ingenuity to break us down, did they? David Thornton said, the wins win 3 points. Doesn't always have to be pretty. That is the nature of football. Yeah, they're the games that you kind of remember at the end of the season. Hard-fought wins. And let's be honest, Everton didn't come to park the bus, though they did slow down everything until, strange enough, after we'd scored. They didn't seem in much effort to get the ball forward until injury time, really. Strange. Football 7X says hi. Samsonite says, cheers, Billy, great job. Thanks, mate. Tavo's very pleased with it. Gary says, well done, Billy, fantastic commentary. No problem at all, mate. Great show, Billy says heed. Harry says, sounds like a good professional performance. Yes, I guess so. That's probably the best way of describing it. Jules is relieved, as we all are, with the 3 points. Football 7X, you don't have a dad. That's very kind of you. Guessing that you're going to be blocked, mate. Sorry about that. Sorry, Jules. I've just took one into my own hands there. Rick Marola says, Allenson done enough to go in front of Murphy. David Mybit says, thanks, Billy. Class as always. Stiff Gator says, with 3 games a week, can't ask much more tonight. Grind out a result and on to Sunday. Let's go. Could be hard Sunday, I think. But who says we can't go to Spurs and get a victory? Who says? AJ says, thanks, Billy, great show. No probs. Jag says, cheers, Billy, no problem at all. Dan Kane says, big win for the lads, 10 out of the last 12 points. Awesome. Yeah, we'd have settled for that, wouldn't we? And the Toon game marching on, says Paulie Mag. We've got Bruno in the middle, says Minnesota. And still the best defence in the Premier League. We have indeed. Julie J says, great commentary as always, Billy. Thank you very much, Julie. Shah is a warhorse, he is. Wonderful colour commentary, Billy. Thank you, Ian. I'm glad you appreciate it. Ben says the Toon. Alex says, let's... well, I'm sure that's... I think we all know what that's supposed to say. And we kind of echo it as well. Rick Roller's smiling. Anthony's singing songs. Rick Roller's still smiling. Mary says, absolutely great show, as ever, Billy. Thank you to the mods and everyone in the chat. You're welcome, Mary. Well done, Billy. Take care, everyone. Thank you, Kamal. Another clean sheet, says Jim. For the good guys, absolutely. Finn says, great commentary, Toon Army. People saying goodbye to Mary. Steve says, good job, Billy and the mods. And I remember this song from many years ago. That we're singing it again now. It's great. E-I-E-I-O, the Premier League we go. Barbara says still 6. That is dependent on Man United staying ahead. They're still playing at Old Trafford, which actually might be kind of... Could I find that, maybe? I'm not going to commentate on it, obviously, but if I can find it, I'll put it on. It should be there somewhere, surely. There we go. Yeah, I'll put it on and I'll just keep you up to date. I'm not going to commentate because Christ, I don't want to commentate on Man United winning the game, but I'll give you an update on the goals if any go in. If it loads up, that is, of course. Great commentary, Billy, says Peter. Alex, you're a Geordie, are you indeed? Well done, matey. Thanks, everyone, says Gary. Mark says, cracking commentary, Billy. Thanks, mate. That's what I meant, says Alex. Stephen says, just look at that table. We're back with the big boys. There's still half an hour to go in the Man United Spurs game. So, yeah, there's still plenty of time for Spurs to get something out of that and push us up the table a place. Let's be honest. Don't forget to hit that like button before we go, says Gary. Absolutely, hit that. Rigmore says, let's hope Bruno's missus can squeeze the baby out tonight. Yeah, he was superb today, wasn't he? Larry Connor says, how is England's best? England need him. I think Newcastle need him more. Anyway, I'll just put the Man United game on, and the first thing I see is Bruno Fernandes lying prone on the floor. And he is actually prone, actually. He's not, I'm not sure this is actually him pretending, because if he was pretending, he'd be rolling around, and he's not. He's actually lying flat on his bow. He's moving now. Is it Bruno Fernandes? I think it is. Usually is. Tony says, we made bloody hard work of that, but good result. Absolutely. Anthony says, cheers, Billy, for keeping us posted. Brilliant crack as always. Toon Review is pure class. Thanks, mate. Glad you appreciate it. And we appreciate you watching too. Lots of love for the mod squad, from the mod squad, and from everyone else too in the chat. Look at things. We're 5 points off third after 11, says Richard. Bruno's actually had a smack to the back of the head. And if everyone deserved one, it was him. Bruno and Almond have a great understanding, said, let's say do indeed. Northumberland George had one shot at goal. Yeah, I'm trying to think when it was, actually. It must have been in the first half. AD says, I love your commentary. Beats Andy Towns any day. Horrible git. Yeah, I quite like Andy Towns. Is Andy Townsend? He ain't that bad. He's inoffensive, isn't he? Anderson looked bright, says P-Law Keith. Foxy said, as someone that defended Miggy from day one, I'm so proud of him right now. What a guy. Goal of the season candidates will be all Miggy goals. He's making a catalogue, isn't he, Foxy? Of fantastic goals. He did score a tap-in against Brentford, but apart from that, all the goals he scores are like real kind of world-class jobs, isn't they? Good job, Billy, says Mark. Thanks, mate. Appreciate that. Rick Boyle says, thank you, Martin, Billy. Great job and good win. Don't think we had planned for Joe Linton to come off at half-time. That's why I was a bit iffy second half. But we had to take him off because I think he would have got sent off, wouldn't he? Very clumsy tonight. Hugh O'Neill says 653 viewing tonight. Great job and well done. Thanks, Hugh. And the Max game marching on, says Beefy. Great job, Billy and mods. In the words of Eminem, you only got one shot. Indeed. I think I've heard that before. Another great win against Dirty's comeback, says Shearer 69. That was a well-worked midweek 3-game week. Yeah, it was. We've still got one to go, though. 62 minutes at Old Trafford. Joel says, big shout out to Thomas watching the match with the Twinnies in the maternity ward. Wow. Dear. Yeah, congratulations to Thomas and his wife for their new arrivals over there in Denmark. You know, our ex-mod, friend of the channel and former mod of the channel also. Congratulations to the Nielsen family. Munch says, tough second half, but the boys dug in winning and not playing well. It's always a good sign. Away the lads. Justin Powell says, come on the Toon onwards and upwards. Fantastic commentary. Thanks, Justin. Richard says, away the lads, come on. Another win, clean sheet, another 3 points. Let's keep this run going. Now we've got a goal difference of 9 and the best defence in the Premier League. Amazing commentary, mate. Much appreciated. Up the Premier League we go, says Stu. We've got another Francisco in the house. This one's from California. Francisco Rodriguez, welcome to the channel, mate. Couldn't see the match. Thanks, Billy, for the commentary. Cheers from California. Yeah, much appreciated. But it's a lot warmer over there than what it is here at the moment, Francisco. AD says, would have preferred to have put a few past the dirty Mac on them, though. Yeah. Dan Kane says, Fraser definitely contributed today. Well, he certainly did. He contributed to the medical staff, didn't he? But yeah, look, I think it looks better on the right-hand side. I've got to say, I don't think the inverted winger suits Fraser as much as it does some of the other players, but there you go. Big Moore says, Spurs play well against our style if they beat the press and counter. But I have faith that Eddie has got a plan. And we all love it when a plan comes together, don't we? Miggy only scores worldly, says Kelvin, generally. Keith says, Miggy, of course, was ace, but on the whole, thought it was a below-par team. We looked tired. Really missed Big Joe when he subbed on Anderson. Anderson did well. Yeah, Anderson did well. Did get involved. Felt he could have been a bit more clinical on one kind of situation where he could have shot and hesitated and got crowded out. Well, got a corner out of it. Anderson must start. He's electric. I'd like to see him start sooner or later. Yeah, I agree. And it was strange, actually, because Murphy was pretty poor today, but just before he went off, he did his best move in the match, didn't he? Strange. Anyway, Dave says, well done, Miggy, but lad, always had faith in you, absolutely. Can't say that I did, I must be honest. I didn't think he was ever going to make it. I didn't think he was the right... as a cam, anyway, I didn't think he was physical enough for the Premier League. But on that right-hand side, of course, Steve Bruce used him mainly as a defensive attacker, if that makes sense. But he did. And whereas Eddie Howe's using him as a far more offensive weapon against the opposition, isn't he? Adam says, absolutely great performance by the boys. Everton were never able to break us down. And Pope coming up big when you need him on DCL. Yeah, Pope did well tonight. Much more impressed with Pope. He showed confidence. Oh, Miggy, he's so fine. He's so funny, brother, man. Hey, Miggy. Hey, Miggy. Yeah, it's all good, isn't it? It's great. 100% commentary, says Alex. Paul Yar says, cheers, Billy. Not the best game, but it's the points that count. Edward Gaunt says, fantastic commentary, Billy, and thanks to the mods. Bob says, fantastic commentary, Billy. Stu says, Everton had a bit of possession, but created now. We have rock solid defensively. Yeah, that's basically the crux of the whole game, isn't it, Stu? You're right. Away the lads, so proud to black and white. 2-9 member, says Anthony. Julie says, Poundland, Bruno rolling around the floor again. Yeah, I just seen that. First thing I saw when he was on the floor when it's put on was him doing that. Great commentary, Billy. Billy going the extra mile. We're about to come to the end now, though, because I'm knackered. Thank you, Billy, for the awesome commentary. Nice one, Billy, says Josie Hansen. Yorkie Bar. Julie J. Best defence in the league. Had tight again. Excellent commentary. Thanks, Billy, says Johnny Ola. You're welcome. Everton had one shot and it wasn't even on target. Yep. Richard Cardwell. More people need to like this video. Come on, people. Amazing commentary, Billy. Keep it up. Bring on the next game. Well, the next game is Spurs away, which Paul will be doing on Sunday. He does the away games. AD's become a member of the channel. Welcome to the family, mate. Might be a renewal, I don't know. But if not, welcome to the channel and to the family. The Eritrean Music Digital Radio Studio are quite happy with our work today. So we can all sleep safely in our beds tonight. I love being the best defensive team. In the league says shush. Billy says, good lad, Billy boy. Are you gonna? No, I'm just watching it. I'm gonna go off stream in a minute. It's late. Northumberland. Geordie says, well done, Billy. And Mod says, well, we're all happy about that. Alex is house staying with us till title. Yes. Newcastle 6 shots, 4 on target, 49%. It is. You can spot the teeth. Yeah, you can. Spurs on the attack at the minute, actually. And Perisic just didn't. Yeah, nothing good going there. Good job, says Johnny. Thanks, mate. I think Everton subbed out the most impactful players in Gray, DC, and Iwobi, says Adam. Probably right. Spurs fan for the next 30 minutes or so. I think we all are. They're under pressure at the minute, actually. And Kane, I just missed an open goal from, well, not an open goal because De Gea saved it, but he should have scored. Strangely enough. 16 goal attempts to 1. I'm happy with that. And 3 points. Great day for the Toon, says Barbara. Got Kane on my fantasy team, just need him to score. Well, he nearly did there. In fact, should have done. Mr. H makes a great point here. Wilson led the line tonight superbly against 2 strong centre backs. Absolute hero's performance. He was indeed. Julie's happy. It's good. Thank you. Yeah, so I think we've come to the end of the comments. And we'll move on to the next show. We'll hide that current comment. We'll get the brand up. And all I've got to say to you now is thanks for joining us tonight. Momentous night. Man United have scored again, by the way. And it's our friend Fernandez, by the look of it. Unless VAR rule it out. But, yeah. Looks like 2-0 to Manchester United. I'm just going to watch the goal now before I sign off. Yeah, that ain't getting ruled out for offside. No way in God's earth. So it's 2-0 to Manchester United at Old Trafford. Bastard. Anyway, thanks to all you lot for watching. Thanks to all you lot that has contributed, with the likes, that has watched the game with me, that have contributed super chats, of course, and have joined as members. Thanks to the mods. Fantastic job as always in the background, working hard behind the scenes. But mainly thanks to everyone concerned with the channel, the Toon Review family. Love you all. We'll be back tomorrow night with a review of this game that we just watched there. And again, Friday we're in with a preview of the Spurs game and TTR Friday. That's the stuff to look forward to over the next 2 or 3 days. But until then, I'll bid you all a very good night. We can all sleep safe in our beds knowing we've still got the best Premier League defence, which is fantastic, isn't it? Eddie Howe don't do defence, remember? That's what we was always told. But 6th in the table, sitting pretty, with a trip to the Spurs coming at the weekend. And hopefully we can get something from that. So until tomorrow night, when I think all 4 of us are back on the screen, I wish you all a very good night. Sweet dreams all. And I shall see you tomorrow along with the rest of the gang. Away the lads and lasses. See you soon, guys.